Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome everyone who's here on the stream. Uh the advertising was super short notice because of course when you do retail you have to be there a little later than usual to like prep things for Black Friday. So happy y'all. It's going. How's it going? Lizard King Productions. Good to see you here as well. Everyone definitely keep notice as to what he's doing because there's some wonderful indie kaiju stuff down the pipeline for him. Hello, Yellis. So, like I did say, this is going to be an open mic. So what that does mean is I can let people kind of on the stream talk about either projects they're working on or just things in general as to what they are doing. Is the kaiju not yellow? Um, and just sort of enjoy yourselves, have a good time, and sort of, well, at least in my case, it's 2 hours till Thanksgiving, and for you guys, whatever it is till Thanksgiving is for you guys, and stream will just kind of go on and on until the kind of just ends and peters out and the energy's kind of low. But again, thank you. Oh, you're new. In that case, hello, welcome. I haven't done a stream in a while, honestly. So you're in for a treat. I'm in for a treat. It's been definitely there's some stuff I've been working on. I'm happy to talk about. And what I'm also gonna do is I'm gonna do some more advertising. I will put a link in the chat for people who want to join to come on and they can talk about things while I also spread the word that the mic has opened up. I would love to talk about everything in this story. Exactly. That is the point. So, copy. All right, there it is. And paste. So, there's a link to the StreamYard, guys. Jump on if you want to. Talk about it. And while that is going on, I am also going to get some of my other equipment set up in the meantime. I literally, I probably broke like 3 different speed limits to get back home, shower, at least smell pretty for myself before I got on here to start this because I was like, I do not want to start a stream late because it's been like a while. But question. If you had to pick which Godzilla is most powerful out of all of them, out of all the Godzillas, if we're saying all of the Godzillas, I know there's like a few like mobile game incarnations where like it is Godzilla and they appear alongside some random characters who have like very crazy scalings. I think it's like Monster Blast Strike or something like that, or Monster Strike. In terms of like how supposed calcs are for that Godzilla, that's like one of the most powerful Godzillas. But we're just talking mainline movie Godzillas, then it's definitely probably Heisei and like Showa getting up there pretty close, honestly. And we do have someone on the backstage. Please welcome him, the one, the only, the Lizard King Productions. How's it going, my man?
It's going. Can you hear me?
I can hear you good. Are you using your phone's mic or a different mic? Just picking up a little background audio, but it's nothing like too serious.
Oh, that's my fan.
Okay, that's no problem. So I may turn on my own fan because it's probably going to start to get really hot in here, if I'm being honest. So if anyone hears that, y'all know why.
I gotta see if there's a way I can either like take the image because you guys are just seeing the room. It's black.
Yeah. If you turn off the camera, it should show whatever you had the layout for be. Where the picture is. Yep, there it is.
There we go.
Here's the Brandine, yellow Brandine.
But, there is so much going on right now.
Well, in that case, talk about the best things that have been going on for you at least. Like what's been new and what's been really, really good, per se.
Well, the first really good thing is that I was able to be in talks with Rickson. Hold on. Ricksan Custom Toys.
Oh yeah, I know him. He's the guy who did the custom Godzilla '93. I know that.
Yes, he did. He also did the Rhedosaurus. He is
Mm-hmm.
working right now on Kamacuras as well. Both designs, both the 1968, I believe, and the 2004 redesign for the Godzilla Final Wars.
Yeah.
He,
Actually, let
uh,
me go look for his Instagram while we're doing that, while we're talking about it.
oh yeah, most definitely. Uh, it was very interesting how all this even turned out. I was seriously trying to just do my own sculpting uh, on my iPad using Nomad to try to make my own figure, and it just failed left and right. You know, the program kept crashing on me, and
Mm-hmm.
it was it was I was so flustered with it. It wasn't even funny,
No,
and
I feel you on that.
just to find out that I have to. It's a lot of jargon that I'm not really going to go into,
Mm-hmm.
but um, there was a day that I saw that he had a uh, like an online like special or something like that on the Rhedosaurus, and I was like, oh well, I would really love to have the one creature that started the whole like Godzilla genre, and it's like, well, I would love to have that. So I got a hold of him and I was like, hey, can I still put in, you know, an offer for him for one of those figures? He's like, yeah, and we just got to talking, and he's like, dude, I've really been wanting to sculpt King Tyrannus for a long time, and I was like, well, I could commission you uh, if you really want to, and he's like, dude, let's do this.
There you go. Look
And
at that. Nice.
so I was like, okay. I mean, and seeing his work, and you can see it here, and looking at just how detailed these figures are, and
Yeah.
how excited he really was to want to like actually do this figure for me. It's not going to be a reticulated one where it like this one here. It's not going to have multi joints. It's going to be kind of like the vinyl figures, like the Bandai vinyl figures,
Mm-hmm.
where only the arms and legs will be able to like rotate a full 360, whereas the rest of the
Nice.
body will just remain in whatever pose it will be in.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I had some pictures on. I believe it was my Twitter account or the X account now. Uh,
While you're doing
that
that, let me see if I can find that.
that I made a front view profile and a side view because that's what he asked for, and I was literally like working on those when he asked for them.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really cool that I was able to get those done pretty quick so that I could send those over to him. And so I posted those on my Twitter account as a like a I guess like a teaser to what will be coming in the future. And what's really cool
Mm-hmm.
about it is that he's going
Yeah,
to
I'm
be
locking into
sending
Twitter right
me
now so I can get a shot of that.
what's really cool is that he's going to be
Oh, one sec.
sending
I think it just cut out there for a second.
oh did I
Nope.
am
Nope.
I
I
still
found you.
cutting out?
My computer's just being. No, you're good. It's probably just on my end.
Well, okay, well fair enough.
Yeah.
Um but when I actually get my 3D printer, he's like, I can even send you the the what is it like the flash stick that's going to have the 3D model
Mm-hmm.
so that I can plug it into my 3D printer and I can just print my own after that. He's going to be
Yeah.
sculpting the figure and then sending me the prototype.
Oh, that's good. And actually, I was able
So
to find the X one. So this is kind of what's in the pipeline right now, at least.
yeah, so that's going to be the look. I wanted his tail to kind of be flicked up, kind of like what a real Euromasic does when they're in motion or they're getting ready to move. That I've noticed while watching them that when they move, they actually pick their tails up. They'll pick it up in like a curve. So instead of it dragging on the ground, I wanted it, curved up. But yeah, that's it, and I am ridiculously excited. Um, I think it's been about a week now. I haven't heard anything back from him yet. I'm giving him time to basically get the rest of his like Kamacterus stuff taken care of, but he said that he'll be jumping on it immediately, so I'm not going to rush him. He's, I don't like rushing artists, and I don't like being rushed when I do commissions. So it's like if you can let the artist breathe, they can actually get stuff out that looks pretty dang good.
Yeah, no. I definitely feel you on that because I got someone else who's working on something for me that's digitally like a model related type stuff that I'm going to be using for the channel as well as for future endeavors as well. So I
Oh wow.
definitely understand that. I'll pull that up in a second, and I think it's actually a good segue to bring our other guest who's on right now. It's the Vic,
Yo, what's up?
and was good Exila as well in the chat. It's going good, Vic. How have things been?
Things been good, been good.
Any thing you've been working on at the moment? Any projects?
I guess the one thing I've been recently working on is a G98 comic that I'm doing.
Yeah, I noticed that. Let me switch over to you in that case because I have seen you posting that stuff recently. Wow, G98 Defenders. No, that's not the first thing that comes up when I see G98. Oh, there it is. It's all the way down there. Yeah, there it is. We'll do this one right here.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah, so far it's just like a sketch process, but I'm gonna pump all those out and then hopefully I'll get to completing them down the future.
There you go. Is it like, are you just doing like sort of scenes from the movie or just sort of just a comic and seeing where it goes?
A little of both, really. Like a comic just based on like what I did see in the movie and like how I would maybe like change it up and extend it or something.
No, I feel you on that.
That's really cool.
Thank you.
No, like that's definitely awesome. Like it definitely been improving your art a lot, which is good to see as well. Let me see if I can find the first part there. Right there as well.
Nice.
Thank you.
But speaking of Godzilla, I think at this point, Godzilla -1 has completely swept past, I think, King of the Monsters final. Either it was its final showings or its final attendance recently. So,
Oh yeah.
that's really good. Yeah.
I mean, I've been seeing a lot of stuff put out about it that Rotten Tomatoes has given it a 100%. And so that's like something unheard of.
It's good. I will say though, I think at the moment it is still like only like 6 or 7 viewers or like reviewers, but if it stays as high as it is, I think that's like a really amazing sign.
Right. Because normally Rotten Tomatoes is like they always score films to be ridiculously low, but whereas the audience review is ridiculously high. And so it's rather, I can't say it's weird, but it's rather shocking to see that Rotten Tomatoes is giving this 100%. There's no like, oh well, it's like 85% or 75%. It's 100.
Yeah,
It's
no,
like
it's definitely good that it's stayed up as much as it has so far.
right, and I'm so excited. I already have my tickets pre-ordered already for December 1st.
Yeah, I got
Gotcha.
my tickets already.
I got 2 sets of tickets actually, and before I explain that, let me also bring another guest in. It is the Zilla, who is Eric, the Eric Zilla 99. How's it going, my man?
Oh wait, what the? Oh, hey, what's up, man? What's up? Hey,
I'm alive.
uh, yeah, it's good, man. Hey, also wanted to say, I really love your work. What is your name actually? I can't. It doesn't really show on my screen here, but I don't. The one with the Zilla profile or
Oh,
the
me?
Godzilla 98. Godzilla 98. Yeah.
Oh, Victor.
Victor. Okay.
Yeah, Vic.
I
I
really
think we
love your
spoke.
work here, and I find
Thank
it
you.
really interesting how like you're like depicting it, where in which you're like trying to like you're basically recreating the same scene, but like mixing it with your own style, like how this should have been or that should have been. Like
Yeah,
I find that interesting and all that.
thank you.
hmm But yeah, I mean, I definitely plan on watching -1, and I mean, a lot of people have obviously been praising the hell out of the movie, and I've like even when like when it was announced and all that, I had like I was like really, I don't know, half of me was hoping for like a like a Raids Again kind of anniversary. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't
Well,
like
yeah, it's funny because the other Godzilla -1 figure was getting like it got leaked, or at least the announcement of it got leaked alongside the fact that 55 Godzilla and 55 Anguirus were getting bandized. So I think probably that was on a lot of people's minds. But
Mm-hmm.
speaking on terms of this comment right here, no one should be going off Rotten Tomatoes nowadays. Doesn't really mean anything. I would say true, but my counterpoint in this case would be because there's nothing to gain out of doing a good or bad review for 98 for -1. I say that so often. It's second nature.
Yeah, I was about ready to say.
Because there's no reason to do a good or bad review for -1. I would say there's more stock that you can put into them just kind of giving whatever they think is a review for it, because I doubt there was any Japanese companies that were going and being like, hey, can you give this a really good review? Especially since I don't think there's any Japanese companies that either have stock in like Rotten Tomatoes, or they do a lot of promotions with like these American or kind of like Western film sites like this. Like if we were seeing like a lot of like a similar system in like the Japanese side of the internet that was doing that, or had been found out to be doing things to get good reviews, and maybe I'd be like, sure. But in this case, I mean, a few people just giving it really good reviews so far, I'd say that's a good thing overall. I mean, like, am I gonna say, oh, this proves Rotten Tomatoes is good or something? No, not necessarily. But contextual,
Right.
it's like,
Yeah, it does say something.
it says something, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not putting a whole lot of stock into it either, because again, Rotten Tomatoes claimed I forget which film it was, where they're like, no, it's absolutely terrible. It was like they gave it like a 20%, but the audience gave it like 100%, or was it like 95 or 97? And it ended up being like one of the best films. But Rotten Tomatoes was like, no, it's a terrible film.
Oh yeah, well, when it comes to like Rotten Tomatoes, it's sort of like name a modern movie they've probably given it a really good score that the audience is like nah, or they've given something a really bad review score that the audience has been like really really big on.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But Alice says, at least it was directed at me, best Godzilla movie. We'll just do this for everyone since everyone's on chat. But
right.
I'll say at least for myself, excluding 54, I would probably say either Godzilla 2000 or it's really tough because I want to say Godzilla 2000, but then I'm sort of like there's so many other ones that could be like best Godzilla movie outside of the original. But I'll do 3 because I'm gonna bow out of a real answer. So I'm gonna say Godzilla 2000, Godzilla against Mechagodzilla, and actually no, scratch Godzilla against Mechagodzilla. 2000, Tokyo SOS, and Godzilla versus Biollante. Those are the 3 you're getting out of me. and we'll just go top to bottom. So, King, you're up next, buddy.
I would have to say if you're going to go ahead and exclude 54, I might have to do the same because that's always been my always top favorite.
Yeah.
I would have to go with Godzilla Returns or the 1984 film. That one has to be like my second favorite, just when it comes down to bringing back the terrifying Godzilla aspect and the score. I just loved the score out of that film.
Oh yeah, really haunting score. I love that one.
Exactly. And I would have to say the next one would be All Monsters. No, not All Monsters Attack. No, was it all that one? That one? Is that the one with Godzilla King, where Godzilla's like inhabited by all these ghosts?
GMK?
GMK.
Yep. Okay. Then, yep. There's the next one, and I guess, and this has probably a crap ton of controversy, and you guys can throw what you want at me, but I'd have to say the third one for me is Shin.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Wait, a lot of people hate Shin Godzilla?
From what I understand.
That's what I've been learning.
I'm about to be like, where have you been living, bro? Everyone's got an opinion on Shin.
Yeah, I mean,
have we all seen
like,
the
I don't know, I
just
just
videos?
No, I don't really watch a lot of like people with that much like that massive critical thinking of like, you know, got Shin Godzilla, you know. It's like, you know, Shin Godzilla, like obviously like when I see that movie, it's like that's not the best, but it's like it's not the worst, you know. It's like kind of in that gray area to me. At least to me. I don't know. A lot of people have a lot of people have their own opinions on it.
No, definitely.
Mm-hmm. All right, Victor.
Yep.
All right, so I guess my top three. I'll probably do no particular order, but it'd be like Shin Godzilla. Let me think. Oh, okay, I was thinking of one, but I want to say Tokyo SOS, and then 2014.
Well, excluding 54, it would be Final Wars, Terror of Mechagodzilla, and King Kong versus Godzilla.
Ooh, I like that. Interesting.
Wait, which one?
No, I said King Kong versus Godzilla.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I said if I said the, you know, the rematch one, I would say Godzilla versus Kong. But like I said, yeah,
Gotcha.
King Kong versus Godzilla. Yeah.
No, definitely. Oh wait, actually, better question. Are you talking about King Kong versus Godzilla, the Japanese version or the American one?
Both.
Both. Ooh. Okay.
Ooh.
Which one do you? If you had to pick one, which would you prefer?
I'll be honest. I mean, I first saw the English one when I first like saw like, you know, Godzilla or King Kong fighting Godzilla and all that. But I would have to say that I kind of prefer the 51 the Japanese one a little bit more, honestly, with like the way they talk and all that, and the way how it's like, you know, they're not trying to choose sides on different things. I don't know, it's like the dialogue on it's different. It's I don't know, I prefer the Japanese one.
Nah, I definitely feel you on that.
Yeah.
Talking about all this, I gotta put this out there at least. I mean, again, you guys can throw this at me if you want, but I mean, when we were talking about the leaks for -1, I noticed that on Instagram that there were, and I'm not going to go into much of it, but it was a spoiler to an extent, but the fact that it was all over my Twitter account. And so I was like, oh, hey. So I got all excited about it. It's like, well, everybody must know about this by now. So I went on ahead and I posted it, didn't put anything on it saying that it was a spoiler. And oh my goodness, the sheer amount of hate messages. And these are not just like comments that were left on what I put. This was like direct messages, like instant message, like the DMs in my Instagram literally blew up with people cussing me out for not putting a spoiler warning. You know, people saying that I'm not a true Godzilla fan because I did this. I mean, it was awful to the point where it's like, you know what, fine, I'll go on ahead and just make my profile on Instagram now where no one can see anything unless they're, like I accept their friend request or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was a bombardment where it's like I didn't think I would get this much of a backlash or like, I mean, I went to G Fest this past summer, and there were so many nice people there that, and they were all Godzilla fans, and we were all, just having a great time. But then all of a sudden, there's all these people that show up out of nowhere, and they're claiming that they're major Godzilla fans, and they're ripping me apart from one side to the other. And it's like, what just happened? I mean, I didn't even do this just so that I can, be a turd about it. I mean, I just did it because I was like, well, hey, I thought everybody already knew about it, and I was just excited to see this new thing, and I was hoping that it would create like a conversation, and it's like, well, yeah, let's try to use this to make a conversation. No, there were none. It was basically tearing me up one side and down the other.
Yeah, the amount of nerds who are angry about about quote unquote leaks. Like, great, like, let's also be honest here. The film's been out in Japan for like a month now. If you thought you were going to escape like leaks without a doubt, I am sorry. You probably would have. You had to have like left the internet completely because there was no shot that you would be able to avoid all of that.
Right. And that's why I'm not really trying to bring up what I put out there, because again, there could be those who are watching this that are not on this stream right now, but they're probably listening. They're like, nope, I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear this. And it's like, well, I'm not going to spoil it for anyone. I mean, all I'm going to say was that Bandai made another figure, and it is a spoiler. And it's like, oh, well, I mean, and the fact that I kept scrolling through my Twitter account and I just kept seeing one thing after another about it. And it's like, oh, well, I guess everybody knows about this. And I was excited for it. It's like, well, again, would this lead to conversations about, hey, is this going to happen? Is this going to happen? Was this right? Was this wrong? What are we going to anticipate, on December 1st, or those who got their pre-tickets for like the last week of November? I think it's like the mid-week of November or the last week, where you get like a special screening.
Yeah, I would have assumed like the same thing since I saw the figure leak and stuff everywhere on Twitter.
Right.
And I want to do something similar, like, or to make it a talking point, because of the specific way I saw it. It was because it relates to like my thing and what I do on Twitter. So I wanted to talk about it like that, but then I was like, maybe it might go the wrong way because it's like a spoiler.
Right. And so that's when I brought it over to Instagram, hoping that, hey, there might be, people that want to talk about it. Nope. That didn't happen. I got the complete opposite reaction. And I was like, you know what? So someone told me that going ahead and just archive it until like after December 1st, and then going ahead and re-show it again, because at that point there should be people that have already seen it by then. I mean, if if everybody got their tickets ahead of time and went to go see the film, it wouldn't be that much of a spoiler anymore.
Exactly. And there's someone else in the chat. I'll bring them on. Is Zach? No. Oh, and I got another one. Wait.
What up?
He's a potato as well. And now there are 6 of them.
Yes,
nothing much.
Yeah. So what about spoilers I've been hearing about a new figure or something? What is it's actually spoiling?
Well, I didn't really want to go into the spoiler. I'm just, I didn't want to. But I mean, if you're bringing it up, I mean, I'm not going to still say it, but it was about Godzilla -1.
I would say just in case for anyone, don't spoil it. And I also think my wife's in the chat as well, so we'll bring my wife on too. How's it going, honey?
What's up, honey? How you doing?
I love you very much.
I love you too. Where are the kids?
I don't let you see the kids.
Where's the child support?
You're not getting
Ooh.
any. I won full custody.
Well,
Plus, we
this is
signed a
where this is
prenup.
going to go. I might just hop off of here and let you two just argue.
There's no arguing here. There's only loving. It's his fault the marriage ended, but that's besides.
Hey,
the
what can I
point.
say? What can I say? You know what? You know what? This is why I call the back of my hand love and respect, okay? That's why I give you all of it every single day.
And with
Oh,
that,
yes,
it
sweetie.
went from a PG to a rated PG-13 or an R. Wow.
No, it's definitely an R. Yeah, definitely an R.
Welcome to Zim's domestic abuse stream.
Bro.
Yeah, that escalated quickly.
I
Yeah.
abuse my wife just like I abuse Fred.
Every time I thought you were out cheating, you're just out streaming.
Yeah, I'm out streaming. That's cheating for you. I'm out what can I say? I can't deal with one partner. I need multiple.
Oh, you know what? Go nuts. I got the boyfriends. I got the husbands. I got the,
Got everything in between.
yeah. I got the Godzilla figures. Got to give them some loving at night.
Raiden, you needed all those holes filled, okay?
Dude,
Hey, why else do you think Fred's my favorite Godzilla?
Exactly.
So
But
y'all
for
know
anyone
about the Godzilla?
oh my god. Oh Lord have mercy.
I'm allowed to say that, right?
You had to. But for anyone who doesn't know or isn't subscribed, Braden's been doing long man reviews of Legacy of Slop. But he's done episode 1. And you could recorded episode 2, but you haven't done a stream on 2 yet, right?
We've not done a stream on 2. We're trying to figure that out because after 3.5 hours of Big Lizard, we're kind of like, yeah, this is enough for.
You wanna? I will tell you this. You were right from the last stream.
About
The moment there was a big Godzilla moment, people would start talking about it.
Oh yeah,
Episode 3.
Oh god.
Yeah,
it's
the
sad
moment
that it took Big Lizard just for people to start talking about it.
like I will say this. I would have enjoyed I would be enjoying the series more if like our main character wasn't so insufferable.
I'm going to be honest. I'm not watching Monarch. I am not. I'm not going to pay a streaming service. I'm just going to wait for it to come out on DVD. If I'm being
That's
honest.
the other thing. I like. No offense to you, Acno, but I'm not surprised that some people aren't going to watch it because it's on another streaming service and
Yeah, that's
they
fair.
don't want to pay for another one.
yeah, and that streaming service is kind of hard to access. I mean, I can only watch it on my iPad. I don't have like an Apple TV per se. And I tried getting Apple Plus, like the Apple TV Plus, like on my Roku. It won't do it because Apple is so exclusive.
Yeah, they're very proprietary with all of their equipment and all of their apps and stuff. So it's always like a pain to like get anything set up that's Apple wise with stuff that isn't Apple.
I'm just gonna wait for it to come out on DVD. I'm just gonna watch it on DVD. Yeah, might as well. Hopefully, it doesn't.
Will it come out on DVD?
Legacy
Probably
of Monsters.
Legacy of Monsters.
Well, Prehistoric Planet came out on DVDs. Yeah, it did.
But that was like
I've been waiting for that. Hold on.
Or did it? I thought it did, or at least the first season did.
I would hope so, because physical media is slowly dying.
Yeah, Best Buy stopped selling it, or they're gonna start or phasing it out, which is unfortunate. By the way, Best Buy, most of their 4Ks are like under $10 now, so go nuts.
No. Yeah, what's it called? Prehistoric Planet does have Blu-rays.
Oh wait, really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Season 1.
I'm gonna get that.
But how long did that take?
Really loving
Wow.
No, what's it called? I'm seeing them. They've got it looks like there are Chinese characters there, so it's probably like a Chinese release or something like that. Probably.
Oh, like a rip.
Not a rip, but I know certain countries and regions will get releases because -1 and the anime films got releases in other countries with all the regular English dubbing for some reason.
Yeah, because I had to buy my Singular Point that way.
Yeah, same.
I have no idea how my parents got the anime trilogy in single point, but they did.
Probably Amazon most likely, and I think there are 2 more people in the back. So let me see if I can add them.
Every
Well, I
time
went to
open
eBay to get mine.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
eBay.
I am up to my maximum.
I have to fight the urge to not spend $60 for what is it, Planet of the Monsters. I don't even like that movie. It's just a cool cover.
I want to get actually just want to get the anime trilogy in single point. That's about it. Then my collection will be complete of Godzilla.
Rip your wallet.
Yeah. Take
Well,
my
I
money
have
now.
the whole DVD. I mean, I have all the Godzilla films from beginning to current on DVD. I mean, even the dreaded 3-movie series from Netflix, the Godzilla Monster Planet, all the way over to. I mean, I have those on DVD too.
There you go. We
All
connected
thanks
life
to
tonight,
eBay.
boys.
Yeah, eBay does have a lot of Godzilla DVDs. And it's very cheap too. That's what got most of mine.
Yep.
Better than getting on Amazon, we have to pay like $100 to $200.
Oh, I love that. I love
Yeah.
finding a Godzilla vs. Biollante DVD for $100.
Why would
Dude,
you?
I saw that on Amazon. It was crazy.
Yeah, it's great.
Thank
I was
God
like,
I
oh
got
yeah,
it.
take all my money.
Thank God I got it before it went to 200.
Take
Yeah,
everything
no, seriously,
from me.
like, yeah.
Dude, I remember when it came
God.
when it was re-released in America on DVD, and I saw it on like at Walmart. And I was like, cool. So I grabbed it and bought it, and it was like $5.
Yep.
$5, man.
Well, before all this craziness happened, but yeah, $5. That was a lot then.
Those
Jesus.
movies.
It's a
need
lot now.
reskins.
$5 in this economy?
Heck yeah.
I'll just buy another copy
I
of
bought a
2014.
Godzilla versus Biollante, like it's like a DVD of it, and it came with fucking Mega Shark versus Giant Octopus.
Oh, those
God,
combination
not
DVDs.
that
Good night.
fucking movie.
Yo,
Oh,
that's the one I do have.
What?
Yeah, I have that one, man.
Oh God, that
I
fucking
have
movie.
Biollante on Blu-ray. I got that one for $80.
Lucky.
Dude.
Oh, that's lovely.
I really hope there's a second monster because I'll have to review. What's the name of that? Apocalypse 2020. Q knows what I'm talking about. Jesus.
I need to get back onto eBay and find that Godzilla vs. Biollante in the Japanese version.
Also, Q, get in here. We need you in here.
I know right now I'm at my limit on basic, so give or take, I may cycle people in and out.
Well, I'm going to be getting off of here soon anyway, so.
Oh, you're going to be bouncing out?
Oh yeah, I'll be bouncing out. I'm old, guys. I'm falling.
You're not that old.
There comes a time when your body just says enough is enough.
But
Yeah.
if you are going to bounce out, I'm going to put you to the solo view, and we'll bring another person in. But chill yourself. Give us all the good showing in my viewers' mouths. Do it, King. Chill
Very
for me.
interesting. Thank you.
Well, give me a second here. I'm getting ready to hop off. I'm reading stuff. I'm reading people's comments.
For your question, Sam, we are on StreamYard. That's what we're on.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and bounce out of here, guys. It was nice talking to all y'all, and thank you for having me on here.
Chill.
Bye,
Show us your stuff first.
Showing your plugs.
Like your projects. Where to follow you?
Okay. Basically all my links are under the same name. I had to go back and change all of it. It's Lizard King Productions. If y'all can actually hear me, my mic dropped a little bit.
No, you're good. Don't worry.
But I do have a Facebook. It's a Facebook page. It's Lizard King Productions. Instagram under the same name. Twitter /Axe or X or however you want to call it. It's under the same name there. I even have a Discord where I also put other things that I don't put like on Instagram or on X. I put it there on my Discord, and it's under the same name. I've also, and just to put this in before I actually hop off, I have been working, off and on the comic that I've been working on. I am now on page 4. I had to stop for a little bit so that I can get the script written out for the other pages and have those looked over by an author of a good buddy of mine, that he's already written like 7 books already, and I'm having him go over the scripts that I've written, and he's given the green light on like 2 of them, but the other ones he's like, So you got to rehash those ones real quick. It's like, okay. So I'm trying to get a 12-page thing together, but so far I've got 4 that I'm currently working. Well, 3. I've already got the first page done and already written out, and it's ready to go. So I've got 3 others that I'm working on, and on top of that, I've also got commissions that I've got going on. So I'm just bouncing between different things. But this comic of mine should be done by like the end of 2024.
Okay.
So if you follow all of my accounts, I will have like things that keep you up to date. I do have a figure that is coming, like I said when I was talking to Zim. I do have someone, Rick, I can't get his name right. Rickson or Ricksken Custom Toys. He's modeling my figure for me and getting that out as well. So that, I don't know when he'll have that finished, but once I have the prototype, I'm definitely going to be taking pictures and showing everybody, showing them off. And then once I get my 3D printer, that's when I'm going to start putting out, pre-orders.
Yeah, that's awesome, my man. As well as also literally, it kicked me out of the stream during half of that. And it scrambled.
Dude, no, I am not repeating myself.
Oh no, it definitely probably went through it, and probably you're either gonna hear me in the background just being like, "Can anyone hear me? Hello, hello," and then just cut out and then jump back in. But I think probably on the actual stream end, it sounded completely fine. But thank you for coming on as always, my man. It's good to have you on, and you have a great rest of your night and a happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and all the same to you guys too. Have a happy Thanksgiving, and thank you for having me on here. I try to get on here as best as I can. Sometimes I just can't make it, but I'm glad to at least get on here every now and then.
Yeah, it's the nature of the time schedules, unfortunately. But thank you for coming on tonight.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you guys for having me.
Awesome. You have a good night, my man.
Thank you guys too.
All right. Peace.
And then number 5.
And then number 5. No, there's already 3. There's already 3 waiting. So, I know.
We're gonna have to do some deportation.
No, we'll deport the, what word should I use that's not gonna get my stream taken down? Not degenerates. Undesirables.
Ooh.
Yeah, let's go with that. The undesirables. But I know he was trying to get in. I will beat you on stream. Like, it's my job. I'm already drinking, so at least it's a
no, the flashbacks.
I should be drinking right now. All this crap I'm doing.
But we got Potato on here as well. Hello, Potato.
Wait, I'm on now?
You are on now.
Wait,
oh wow. Hello.
Are you the one who saved Matt Damon on Mars?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to get on so soon.
If you want, I can take you off if you need more time.
No. It's just that like I was in a little middle of something right now. Just going through all my art stuff, doing stuff. But hello. I am a Potato. I am currently actually just drawing something right now.
No, I feel you on that. Actually, while you're doing that, yes. Let's see. Yes, Brazil. I will give Brazil a shout out. It is a wonderful country full of
hold on.
Eric, I have a question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
Do I have to say people for Brazil?
I don't know, dude. Go for it, man. Say whatever, man.
Well, I don't want to say it. I don't want to say people. You got wonderful persons.
Wonderful
yeah,
individuals.
let's go with that.
Brazil is full of fucking snakes. What are you fucking talking about?
Oh my god. He went for the juggler.
This is how diplomatic relations drops. But there's one question. Actually, there's two questions. One's a kind of just kaiju related question, and there's another which is Godzilla, more Jason Godzilla. So we'll do the Godzilla one first. It's from Alice. Which is better, Kong 33 or Godzilla 54?
I don't
from Acno and then make our way.
I feel like that's like I don't think you can really compare the two because they're trying to go for completely different things.
That is true. Yeah.
Like Kong is more of like a kind of like a tragic adventure story. Then again, now that I think, actually no wait, I retract that statement. Now I think about it, both are like tragic adventures. Well, both are tragic stories involving a monster that you're supposed to sympathize for to a degree. Then again, one's more focused on like the monster itself, while the other's ironically more focused on the people, the victims of the monster.
Mm-hmm.
But it still gives sympathy to the monster itself.
Mm-hmm.
But then, in that case, ignoring the story, if we're just gonna say rating and visuals, which one are we gonna say is better?
Again, that's like hard.
Yeah, they're both completely different.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing that gets hard too, is because like even if we say for their times, they're also using completely different.
Now, I feel like I would argue in Godzilla's favor because it has both a smaller budget and a smaller time frame, and it still feels like a timeless.
I mean, that's also the same for 33 Kong.
But like the original Godzilla basically pioneered an entire like genre of special effects.
That's true, but then we could also say Kong also inspired or also pioneered a special effects. Although you could also give it to the Lost World, but like, yeah.
No, I think Kong implemented the most new techniques or like perfected them in a way at the time.
No, that is true. That is true.
Yeah, but Godzilla 1954 is a lot more dark and has more serious moments than Kong 33.
Yeah, but then, like, I guess we're going to serious moments though. Like, and now a film doesn't need to be serious to be good. That's the other thing. Of course, even though I love my serious stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna be off topic for a second. I recently rewatched that film with a friend of mine, and for like half the film, we couldn't take it seriously because he pointed out how the Dr. Zerozawa looked like Majima.
Oh man.
Oh god.
So we were just joking that this is Majima's origin story.
I'm actually curious for your sake, Brandon, since you're the objective long man like myself. Where do you stand on the issue, Monkey or Lizard?
I fell asleep to both.
Oh, you fell asleep to both?
Based.
Was it because of the fact that did you fall asleep because they were boring, or did you fall asleep because I knocked you out when I asked for another beer?
It depends on the occasion.
I mean, it could be both.
It depends on which brews we're talking about, which scar we're talking about.
I mean, I take credit for the ones I didn't even do. I don't know what you get up to.
The fuck?
Fair enough. And then which therapy sessions you failed to pay for, and now the debt collectors are after me. So,
failed to pay for it. Don't you mean the ones I also failed to show up for?
What? Oh my god.
Also, like, you said you didn't want to like pay for like the watch the Monarch show, right?
Well, what's it called? No,
paid in quotation marks,
or like just like use the subscription service or whatever.
Yeah, I got the subscription service, but for some reason the episode.
Yeah, dude, I could just give you a link to watch the thing for free.
Please do. I will do that.
Is it 1, 2, 3 movies?
That's the one.
No, it is Soap Today.
Oh, yeah, I've used that before.
I may or may not.
All 3 episodes are on it right now for free. You can watch it, no ads, no nonsense, no bullshit. I can guarantee I use that thing all the time, shamelessly, and I'll do it again.
I'll put the link in private chat.
Let's
Go
say
crazy.
hypothetically, I stumbled upon some of the source files that have the full audio mixes, and
Hypothetically speaking.
hypothetically, this is all hypothetical.
In Minecraft, of course.
Oh yeah, and of course.
Of course.
I am gonna bookmark that because I will.
Aha.
You got me
going
there.
back to
You
the
got me
original
there.
question though, I've actually only seen half of 33. I haven't gotten
Really?
around to finishing it. I really liked it, but I can't say much about its actual quality since I'm gonna be honest, I don't like that was years back. I also have not seen 54 in a few years. 54 is I personally don't care much for it, but I really do respect it because it's a great film. And like given the resources they had, they made something really special. I think the only thing I could say with confidence that's better about the other is 54 definitely has better sound design. 54 sound design's great.
It is haunting.
It really is. It's really, really good.
I think my big complaint with that movie though is like it's like how it edits is the editing itself.
There are some editings that are a
Mhm.
little like off. I know.
Are you talking about
We're
54?
criticizing 54. Yes. Yes.
Mm.
I know.
Oh
we're
yeah, I'd say
criticizing
Hey,
54's
just
pacing.
because it's a poor movie doesn't mean it cannot be criticized.
Yeah.
Oh no, we're not talking about what were you about to say, Brad?
Well, the pacing of it, I feel like some of the shots could be
Oh,
cut down.
Yeah, that's also true.
Oh no, the pacing it's fine. I was more talking about there are like some really egregious edits. Like you know the
Buildings crumble,
Yeah.
reassemble, and crumble again.
Mhm.
I like sometimes it just abrupt scene changes and you just sort of get whiplash.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Then again, I feel like it's sort of special because like it gives like a different perspective on classic tropes that you don't really see talked about as much.
Mhm.
Like if I were to give an example, the actual what was the name of the ship again? The original ship that got Guzzle
the
destroyed.
Ikamaro.
Yeah, because it showed a scene early on about how all the loved ones of the people on board of the crew were like just begging, wanting to know what happened to their loved
Mhm.
ones, and
Mhm.
like that's I actually like I never really thought of that for any other monster movie, and it sort of just hits you like, oh, that's pretty harsh.
Mhm. Speaking of like pacing, one thing I actually find interesting, having read through the novelizations of both 54 and 55, it's that 55's novelization has smaller scenes that actually help with the pacing a lot more and like explain like a lot as to what's going on in certain moments. Like I think we can all agree the whole prisoner subplots, quote unquote, that happens is kind of out of nowhere. But in the book, it's actually explained as to why that's happening in the first place, which is like it makes sense. But at least there's an actual reason instead of us speculating as to why that's the case.
Are you saying there's a bearable version of Raids Again out there?
There's always a bearable version for Raids Again. This is again.
Hey,
Now you all know.
I love Raids
I hate
Again.
my
I
work.
love Raids Again. I
Never
don't care
know.
what people say. I love that film.
Never watched it. Probably never will.
I love it. I love it. I know it's a guilty pleasure of mine. It's a guilty pleasure.
I would
That's
rather
fair.
watch Raids Again than a lot of the Showa movies. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah,
Oof.
agreed.
Rather than Ebera, rather than Sun, rather than Destroy All Monsters.
Whoa,
Damn,
whoa,
you don't
we
like
do-
lobsters?
We do not blaspheme Minya in this house.
I blaspheme his film. I don't blaspheme the man himself. I would never do that to the God Emperor of
damn it.
mankind.
If I'm being honest,
God damn it.
most of the show is garbage, except for the Mechagodzilla films and the first 5 films.
I'd say
They're
most of
okay.
the franchise, but
They're okay, like for what they are, but like, eh. And then this is more of a creative writing question. From Sam. Well, Zim, it's me, whichever from Discord. I wanted to ask a big question that comes up in Kaiju Media. Why involve humans when monsters fight? Or what the audience wants to see, or what to do with humans. Essentially the question is the question's essentially why involve humans in monster fights, and what do audiences want to see, or like what do audiences want to see, whether they want to see like humans interacting with the monsters or just a pure monster fight, or what do you want to do with like your human characters? Well, Acno, you can go first. I'll go last, and we can go left to right. So Acno, Brayden, Potato, Eric, so on.
Well, if you're gonna have human scenes, at least have the humans get killed during the monster fight instead of just them being there, just for the sake of being there.
Hold on, can you?
And if you're having monster fights, just putting on monster fights, just show the action. I
Hold
guess.
on. Sorry. What was the question again? Can you rephrase
The
it?
question's essentially, like, why would you involve humans in monster fights, and like, what do audiences want to see? Like, do they just want to see monster fights, or do they want to
Okay,
see
I
something
think I have
more
like an
monsters?
interesting answer to that.
Mhm.
With like a lot of monster movies, I would argue there's like a massive disconnect between like the human cast and the actual monsters and their destruction. Like
Mhm.
a good example would be like Godzilla or stuff like that, Godzilla or some stuff, because like it doesn't feel like there's like stakes to like a lot of those destruction scenes because they're just destroying a city, and they don't a lot of time they don't really have like any way to like make you feel any connection to the actual destruction at hand. So it just sort of just mindless destruction. So I feel like having a human cast there that's a focus gives those scenes a bit more weight and more importance because you're not just watching mindless destruction. They're actually involved in that destruction in one way, shape, or form. Which is also why I think stuff like Ultraman works so well because the characters are involved with the monsters directly.
Damn straight.
that, that was all in one take.
Brandon, your opinions on that?
I always like to present the options of would you rather have big monster boom boom or big monster with emotional core? Like, I think a big reason why there's such a negative stigma around like humans with kaijus that usually the humans just aren't well written and aren't very interesting, but like those are your characters, those are your emotion, or most of the time your emotional tie to the audience, and it's a great opportunity to suck your audience into the fight. If you care about the characters, you're going to care what they care about, and if you make the characters care about the stakes of the battle, you as the audience are going to feel them a whole lot more. And I guess just to answer, like, what do audiences want to see? Most people say monster fights, but I think at the end of the day, any audience with any movie wants to see the same thing: a good story. If you have a good story, the fights are going to be so much more powerful. They're going to feel so much more grand and immersive. And just having big monster boom boom is like, well, just watch a fan animation. Like,
No, I can agree with that. Eric, your thoughts?
I honestly, honestly, that sums up pretty well with what was his name? The one with the gorilla profile picture
My
and
wife.
the
Rated my
and
wife.
your wife and what was it?
Wife.
Potato? Who said that?
Yep. That was me.
Both of their points. I agree with both of their points right there. It basically sums up right there with what I was about to say. But I mean, yeah, honestly, that basically like if you like, it really just comes down to like a good story in the end of the day, like with what it is and all that. And as long as you have that going, then it works with it. Yeah, those 2 points basically summed up what I was. Yeah, my thoughts on that.
Vic?
I would say the reason you would have humans intercut with kaiju fights is to drive the plot on the human side of things and also add like emotional stakes to it. I find it interesting, like this question, because like a while ago before I got on stream, I rewatched King of the Monsters, the 2019 one.
If I'm being honest, that's probably the best in the Monsterverse.
Which is interesting because I've heard both sides of it, and I've honestly been wanting to rewatch it because I remember liking it, and I still do. And I remember one of the complaints was why it cut so much in between the humans and the final fight. And rewatching it, like I didn't mind it as much as I thought I would, even though I may understand like a lot of the complaints I've heard. The only thing I minded was I wanted to see more of Mothra versus Rodan, which I don't think we got too much of. Like that's when I think it cuts a little too much, or I would have wanted to see like more extended scenes or better footage of the scenes instead of being like all muddy and fiery and rainy. But I think it was done rather well because like it does drive the plot, and I think like if you care about the characters, then I think it works well that way too.
Mm-hmm. I would say in that case, the issue you always run into when you involve humans and monsters is that you're either gonna have a king of the monster situation where you're always gonna be intercutting between the human plot and the monster fights, or you have what is essentially the Dragon Ball Z effect, where you have a bunch of humans off somewhere commenting on the monster fights, and then you intercut to a long stretch of monster fighting, a little bit of human dialogue that's like off somewhere safe, and then you go back to the monster fights. I'd say like the biggest example of that is Destroy All Monsters in not Destroy All Monsters, sorry, Godzilla vs. Destroya, where you have all the humans at that little command post there commenting on the fight between Godzilla and Destroya, and then you have some human stuff on the ground, which isn't as important after Junior dies, and then back to the Godzilla fight, which is satisfying for some, isn't satisfying for others, especially what Braden said about like the good writing with the human element. I would say at least like it's harder because in a lot of ways you have to make your humans like the best they can be in terms of writing. Ultraman at least has the benefit where like the character that's taking part in these fights is also a character, like a human character in and of himself, who can like who has that tie to your human cast, and therefore your stakes are a little bit more blended together because if Ultraman dies, so does a human cast member, which isn't necessarily a crutch, but it's just an easier thing to do. At least when it comes to how I like have been writing my own monster fights and or monster scenes, I always try to at least have a goal or an antagonistic element intertwined with my monster fights. So even if you're not directly fighting the monster, everything you're doing is taking place at that ground zero level. So there's always the stakes of dying, and there isn't that feeling where you're leaving that spot where the monsters are to focus in on a story that may be good, but oftentimes has written itself into a corner where they realize the only way to keep these people alive is to put them so far away and essentially be bystanders to the human battle. I'd say like one of the human stories that did it the best was both of the Kiryu films, at least, because you had both Akane and Chujo inside Mechagodzilla, so their whole arc takes place in an area where there is stakes for them, and all the resolution takes place inside Mechagodzilla, which I think is better than what they did in some of the Heisei series. And I think one of the at least one of the weaker elements is also in a Mechagodzilla film with Mechagodzilla 2, where like none of the characters in Mechagodzilla 2, even though they're the ones most involved in that fight, don't really have any character development except for the pilot of Garuda. And even then, he ends up just kind of fucking off halfway through that fight. And his side plot is with Baby Godzilla and stuff. So it's always that balancing act. But I think you need like a good story.
I have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
So what do you guys all think is, with the question in mind, is the best fight in the Monsterverse, and which one handles the style well?
Personally,
Monkey.
okay. Personally, I prefer the Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla fight, but that's mostly because I think that was funny. But if everyone talk about objectively, I would argue just the final fight between Godzilla and Kong in that movie, because more or less they're the main characters of of that movie. Objectively speaking, Kong was defined with a very clear character and had a very clear arc in that movie, even if it was a simple one. And that final fight was, in some sense and purposes, his kind of, I don't know, his get back in a way.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, it's probably like the only one I've really. Actually, no, that's a lie. The final fight with the Mutos in the 2014 was pretty damn good, too.
Mm-hmm. If I was to say which fight, are we just saying visually or like all in all, like every element is the best?
I guess like with how it handles cutting between the humans and the monster fighting, like which one do you think did it best, or was your favorite?
In that case, I would argue the Kong fighting the Skullcrawler.
Yeah, either Kong versus Ragnarok or actually controversial take. 2014 versus the Mutos.
Why is that a controversial take?
Yeah, that was
Because
pretty
some
good.
people like think that like there's too much cutting away from it, and my wife left after I hit her too many times.
Oh, damn.
Brandon's probably gonna be back. If you can
Or
still
like
hear me,
Juan.
Brandon, if you're bouncing off totally, shoot me a text. But if you're gonna come back on, just let me know. But yeah, some people don't like the fact that 2014 bounces too much between Brody and his group of soldiers, and there isn't like enough good action between the Mutos and Godzilla versus like the Cotton fights, which some people say a better choreography, and the Godzilla versus Kong fights, which definitely a better choreography in my opinion. But I think that there's a really good mix of ground level shots and human action mixed in with the monster fights. And they aren't the most well choreographed. Probably I'd say Kong vs. Ragnarok has a little bit better choreography. But I would say like both of them suffer from the fact that they have their human characters bail out the monster. In the case of Kong, it's the chains, and with Godzilla, it's the double teaming. But I would say like at least they don't do it. It's not as bad in 2014, and also there's more of an excuse since it's a double team versus Kong just getting wrapped up in change, which I honestly think he could have broken out on his own. And I think like it led to better scenes in 2014, especially with like the reveal of the atomic breath. Since honestly, I like even when I was watching it for the first time, I wasn't even expecting Godzilla to have an atomic breath. I was expecting there to maybe be like a power breath situation again, but I was pleasantly surprised and like everyone clapped at that moment. So I would say like overall 2014, I would say is the best fight for me, but that's my opinion on it. Braden's gonna say is BRB. So in that case, I'm gonna bring on Lupin for a little bit, and then Scott will bring on next. Yeah, how's it going, Lupin?
What's up?
Good.
Wait, whose turn was it?
I said it. Potato? You said one, right?
For what?
For
Oh,
best
video.
fight of the Monsterverse.
Yeah, I already said. I said mine.
Yeah. I'll pick Eric.
Oh, all right then. It's kind of a tie between Kong versus the Skullcrawler and Godzilla versus Kong, like the final scene. Well, for Godzilla versus Kong specifically, where they're fighting in Hong Kong, that specific fight between them. Mm-hmm.
Probably.
Yeah, no, you're good. You can go.
Probably Burning Godzilla versus King Ghidorah, if I'm being honest. Because once, to be honest, I have a nostalgic moment because as much hate as King of the Monsters get, once Burning Godzilla came out, the entire theater legitimately clapped. Like that was pretty impressive. So I'll probably say Burning Godzilla versus King Ghidorah.
Vic.
For me, I'd say probably a tie between Godzilla versus Kong and Kong versus Ragnarok. I think the choreography for both is like on par with each other, and the way they like involve the humans, I think, is like one of the better ones.
Lupin, your pick.
All right, my favorite is the final battle in 2014, mostly because I like how I like the tag team and like the power scaling between the fight between Muto and like Godzilla. Godzilla, he obviously overpowered the female Muto, right? But he's not able to beat them all at once, right? He's able to beat them like one at a time, one at once. And I like how like when like one tap of like the monster touching a building, the building just crumbles down. Also, I like because it shows like how heavy the monsters are, and like the more realistic aspect and like human ground level shots of them fighting. Like when Godzilla was pushing the female Muto between those two buildings, you see like the like the feet angle. It's like I like that shot, and I also I think it's better in presentation, right? Like I think the beginning of the fight is probably like the best out of all the Monsterverse, where you just see Godzilla's silhouette, and like I think it's well earned, right? Because we don't see Godzilla for like the whole film, and it's like the first time we see him, and he did it very well, in my opinion. And like the roar and shit, it's like It's all goes all better compared like what you say like 2019 Godzilla when he appears. I think that's a little bit lackluster compared to like 2014, but that's it really.
No, that's fair enough. I think someone else actually. A few questions actually that we've gone to. What's the most overrated Godzilla film?
Godzilla 98.
That's a
overrated.
Yeah, bro.
You know
Oh,
what?
no,
As the
bro.
Resident 98 hater, I'm gonna say no for that's not gonna be mine. Myself.
Person, you okay? I'm gonna say it off the top of my head. The most overrated is King of the Monsters because that movie is dog shit.
Ooh.
Same.
Oh,
Same.
I will stand on that
I don't know
hill.
about that, little bro.
Bro, that movie is so poor in its pacing and its writing
that hit
thing,
my
and
heart.
it's
That
so.
hit my heart.
I say it was overrated when it first came out. I don't
No,
think it's overrated right now.
No, it's still
I don't-
overrated. In fact, more so than now than ever.
You sure about
I
that?
don't know about that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. Right?
Absolutely. Lee, I will
Send me
die
like
on that
5
hill.
videos right now. Now send me 5 videos or tweets or anything that supports this film right now.
Why would I do that? That's my opinion. I'm just
Because I
saying it's
want
bad.
proof right now. You're just saying.
What do you mean proof?
You're saying
I'm
it's
just saying
overrated.
how could I
You
say
just said it's overrated, but you
How
just
can you-
but there's
how
it's
could I
not overrated.
prove an
People talk
opinion?
shit about the movie
Okay.
since after like
I
day one. He said like day one it was overrated. I agree with that. Day one it was overrated, but the rest it's like
I
would
agree.
say,
Day
like
one
people
was
talk shit to
overrated.
it about the movie now. Not like
it
Still.
got gassed. It got really gassed when it came out. I think
I just don't think it's
every
that good.
I think every MonsterVerse movie has like gets really gassed when it comes out, and I think the
Mhm.
only
not
one that's
Kong Skull Island.
lasted, because
Not-
it was a Kong film. But like between the three
Oh my
Godzilla
goodness.
films, every single one of them was gassed, and then afterwards it just kind of dropped.
I'll say 2014. 2014 wasn't gas. It was just
Oh no, that one was gassed. That one was
that
absolutely
one, like,
gassed.
Oh
with
yeah,
we
it
were in
was
a
completely
drought.
gassed.
No, that
was
one was
so
probably
much
gassed up
better.
the most of the three.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
Honestly-
a 50-50 in my book because I've seen more people hate talk about the fight scenes than like
Well,
the
I think
quality of
if
the film.
overall, like it got gassed as it was like as we were leading up to it, and then like there was a whole lot of fanfare, and then a lot of hate. It dropped off, but then King of the Monsters happened. But like that's what's happened is that every new film is the new one that gets really gassed up. Like I'm gonna be honest with New Empire, I haven't heard anyone really talk about GVK since then. Like any discourse around anything, even King of the Monsters has kind of dropped. And I think like once New Empire drops, everyone's gonna be talking about New Empire for a long, long time. And then once we get the inklings of something new, Empire gets dropped. But if
Honestly, the one that's been gassed up the least has been Godzilla vs Kong. I would say.
I think like
I say the most is definitely King of the Monsters in my opinion.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I was hyped up. Okay, this is why I'm not hyped up for newer films anymore. I was so hyped up for King of the Monsters. So, but when I watched it for the first time, I hated that movie ever since. That's why I've never been excited for any movies.
Dude, I literally watched the video that was someone saying it was gonna be the best Godzilla movie ever, and then when he actually watched it, he hated its guts. He just ripped that movie apart. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, I seen that one, bro.
I'm the only one who likes King of the Monsters. Yeah,
I'm like,
I like King of Monsters. I really like King of the Monsters.
Like,
think
do
it's
I
a really
like
good film.
watching it? Sure, but
Yeah.
like, am I like, do I hate it? No. Like, it's, I guess, like it is some people's 90 in the sense where people will go in on that film. I just
think it's
super neutral on it.
mediocre.
Like, yeah, I think it's very mid. I think there's like
I'll watch
understand,
Raised Again over that film any day of the week.
No,
I will
That's a
fight
bit too-
anyone right now
Because it ruined my movie experience forever.
Honestly, I'm gonna say a controversial take. I would say Kong Skull Island is like as a whole package, as a complete film, it's probably like the best one of the monster.
Yes,
Facts. Yeah,
absolutely.
It go like this technically, in my eyes. Yeah,
that's debatable.
Kong Skull Island is definitely better. Is like the best one.
I'd say like I'm not surprised.
That's my opinion on that too. Honestly, I would say Kong
it would
Skull Island was the
go
best
Kong
one.
Skull Island, Godzilla vs Kong, the 2014, and King of the Monsters. with like 2014's first half being like the best thing out of the MonsterVerse I've seen so far.
I'll stand by that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
okay.
the final fight scene is Carrie's 2014. The final fight scene.
Nah,
Honestly,
I think like the first half of the movie was like extremely good.
I would say yeah, like almost like it has a very good first half, a very.
It sucked when Walter White died, though. Tragic, man.
Like, hold on, let me explain. Okay, let me explain why I think it's the first half. I think I like it so much because with what was Bryan Cranston's character again? I don't remember.
Brody.
Yeah,
Brody.
Yeah,
Okay.
I liked it because his entire arc was just he was trying to just get closure for what happened. He didn't want revenge. He didn't want like some like sense of justice. All he ever wanted was closure for what happened. And that's
always a Godzilla stereotype.
Like
and make
That's a stereotype.
Yeah, but like he got closure.
There's always.
It's tragic, but it's also like
he died at the end.
He got what he wanted.
Like I would say this, because with characters,
I think that would be the best ending.
There's a lot of characters having closure, but I think like it was less like a lot of characters will have like want closure, but it's more like closure in conjunction with revenge on Godzilla. But in this case, since we don't know it's Godzilla just yet, it's more of a sort of just want to know the truth. And I think that's why people think it's more different from other characters, because like the Major from Megaguirus also wants closure, but it's more closure to kill Godzilla instead of just like
God, I love that
closure in that case.
The one thing I will say
my
about
favorite
2014 is 2014 for me would be the perfect Godzilla movie if it had one thing, and that is the airport fight in full.
Yeah,
more of the airport. I see what you mean.
Yeah,
Like, that
I
would
won't
make
deny
it the
that
perfect movie.
They had
like that one
the
scene.
greatest setup.
Oh yeah, I like that one scene where like it has like where like there's like a SWAT team like trying to like search for like a bunker. I forgot because it's been 2 years since I watched that movie. And like the Mewtwo's come out. It's like a slasher movie, bro. I love that scene. I love that.
Oh, you mean
like that part?
It's like part where they find the Mito by the plane, or not the plane, the sub that's in Hawaii. Or are you talking about the?
Yeah, and then like, and then like they're like hiding under like the female Muto. That shit was like my favorite. I like that scene.
Honestly, there's like
and the beginning of the
character points between the lack of the airport fight and them transporting the bomb. I think if they just had the airport fight, probably that would have held over people a little bit more, in my opinion, honestly. Because there's a lot of writing that could have been summed up in less scenes. So that's like for me. I'll also say like
I think Destroyer is overrated.
I was about to say
no.
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, he's kind of right.
Like,
I don't even think it's bad. It's just like
I think there's a more. It's not bad. It's like it's all right. It's like it's all right, but people just like overhype it because like Godzilla dies, and it's kind of like the ending of that arc, which is really good. Like only like the ending's the best, but like that's it.
Yeah, of course, because the second most important thing about anything ever is its ending. If you have a good ending, you will remember forever.
I think it's also because of the fact that like people remember the Godzilla part of that story, but like the human characters outside of Mickey are kind of like forgettable. Even though like they're connected to like really important characters, like you have the kids of Shinkichi being involved in the story, but like although they're in,
I forgot about them.
They don't do a whole lot.
Were they in 95? I only remember them in 94. I don't remember in 95.
They were in Destroya. They were never in any of the Heisei movies, and that was like
no, they were in Mechagodzilla. No, they were in Mechagodzilla. I remember. They made him like they revived Rodan.
Well, no, because remember, Mickey was across all the Heisei movies, but the Shinkichi, his kids were they were never introduced until Destroya, which is like one issue is that you get characters that should have carried over from film to film that don't get carried over from film to film. And the other thing that sucks is that MonsterVerse does this too. But like it's interesting because like the one guy who plays Terasawa in Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, he plays the X-wing pilot, the not X-wing, the Super X pilot. X-wing, dear God, I am really in the bottle now. The Super X3 pilot is played by that same actor, but he's playing the brother of the guy who piloted the Super X2 in Godzilla vs. Biollante, but you never hear his name. Like, there's a lot of these connections here that you realize, like, they could have capitalized on it, but I think it's because of the fact that, like, especially after Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla 2, they were still waiting on the American movie, so they were just kind of like still pushing them out at that point. But that also doesn't excuse carrying over characters from like 84 into Biollante into King Ghidorah. Honestly, if they carried over characters, maybe they might have saved.
Oh, I know what you mean by that.
Like hiring new actors and the like. But like again, they do what they do. I was gonna say Destroy as the most overrated Godzilla film.
My favorite Heisei film is versus Mechagodzilla.
I like it. Like again, I like all these movies. It's just like there's some kind of and yes, 98 too. I'll give them that. Like I'll say this from the like I'll always say this. I would rather watch Godzilla 98 than like Last Jedi or 90% of the Marvel movies or like Witcher Blood Origin. Like there's a lot of things I'd rather watch, but it's neither here nor there. And I still got 2 people in the back. I know Braden's back. I'm gonna deport 2 more people. In this case, I am probably no, Acto, you've been in for a bit, so I'm gonna deport you.
Damn.
You guys can also join back in again. That's not a like probably like if you guys want to stay for another hour, like probably wait till like 12:45-ish. If you want to stay till then, you can join back in. But I'm gonna deport you, Acno. And Eric, pick a number between 1 and 10.
5.
Vic, pick a number between 1 and 10.
8.
It was 6. So I'm gonna have to deport you, Eric. I'm sorry.
All right, man.
That's a skill
I'm
issue.
sorry. I was like, I realized you picked 5, and I'm like,
That's
oh no.
You will know.
But
No, it's all good.
No, yeah, no, like again, wait till about 12:45, and if I got more before I join back in. But it was good to have you guys on. I know, Eric, you've got some stuff to show, so I'm gonna let you show first, and then Acno, you can show. So Eric, show for me.
What you call? I mean, you can find me like usually. You know, my username is EricZilla1999. You can find me like Instagram, Twitter. You know, posting. I've been posting a lot of drawings lately, a lot of commissions. I'm open to commissions right now. Actually got a commission by like my recent drawings was from an individual called Daikaiju. I forgot his full username, but like he's famous for his
Daikaiju
he's
Universe?
famous for his yeah. It's the one that you're in that group chat, huh? Yeah. He has
Instagram too.
Yeah, and
Daikaiju what now?
Daikaiju Universe.
Yeah. He's been commissioning me a lot of like
Is that like
monsters
a
lately.
Discord?
No,
Or
it's a
like-
Instagram group chat thing. Yeah. So yeah, I've been doing a lot of that, and doing a lot of commissions, and also trying to get around to redesigning a lot of characters of mine, mainly from like Exodus, Stickmen, Demon Hunters, a Kaiju Story, Cool Guys, like basically a bunch of things like that. And I've just kind of been working on those lately, and I mean, there's nothing really much else to that, honestly. I posted some Gigabash on my YouTube channel not too long ago.
There you go.
There's that. Ultraman and Bolton are hella fun to play as. So that's something right there. And I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, I got really nothing much else to plug in, honestly.
I know you sold us after the stream, but I do know that Procreate Dreams got released recently, so that's going to help people do animations a lot easier. Are you thinking about investing in that for the first project you're up doing?
Oh yeah, that's something. Yeah, I've heard of that actually, but at the moment I'm still kind of like trying to get this one specific. And I'm actually happy that you brought that up actually, because I actually still have this one passion project that I've been trying to like already get out there, which was it's basically like a tribute to like 1930s like dinosaur movies kind of thing, like which it's basically just called the prehistoric battle, and it's just like two different uh dinosaur like creatures that don't really resemble any pre-existing dinosaurs, but it's just that. And I mean, so far I already have like 50% of it done. Like I just need to like add like the shading and detailing to certain parts of the animation.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I want to try to get that up hopefully next year. So
I know definitely. Since I'm doing articles and content for both of these publications, everyone actually is a kaiju fan or wants to like contribute more intellectual stuff to the kaiju space. Kaiju United and Sakura Central are both asking for writers or people to submit content. So if like you guys want something to sort of get your name out there and you want people to see a lot of, contact both of them. So you can get like some. I know both of them, Kaiju United and Sakura Central, have Instagrams. So if you let them know and be like, "Hey, I want to either like add my voice to something or show off something," and have you guys market it, definitely let them know. So yeah. And Acno, I will let you show.
You can find me on Anagogy at Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitch, and you can find me on Anagogy 2001 on YouTube. I'm currently, and you can also, if you're interested, you can probably check out my Vaijin Battle Royale novelization on Wattpad. I'm currently on chapter 7, I believe. And I'm currently doing Godzilla Month 3, and I'm also maybe squeeze in some gameplay series live streams at the time. So you can find me. So if you're interested, go check them out. That's about it.
Awesome. Let me exit that. Whoops, why did it go? There we go. So goodbye, ye loyal gentlemen. The deportation.
All right, I'll see if I'll come back because there's also one topic I wanted to bring up, but obviously
I'll probably come back if you guys are still on.
Yeah.
If we still got people, I will do some more deportations. Farewell, you
all
gentlemen.
Right, cool, man. Yeah.
Peace. And peace, Acno. And there were 4, and I will bring Ziscotti on. How's it going, Scott?
That's crazy.
Are you asleep, my friend?
What?
Hello, Scott. Are you here?
No.
Oh no. Womp womp.
That's tragic.
I will keep him on here because I know he's been waiting a long time. I am so sorry, my friend. But my wife's back.
Oh, he needs his mic. How to make my mic
work? You should check
next to like the camera button. There's a mic button.
Yeah, there should be a mic button, and you should have the ability to check your mic options. While you're doing that, although you weren't there for the discussion, my beautiful wife. Oh, there's Scott. Hello,
sweetie.
No. Say that again real quick.
Brandon, my beautiful honey. What is the most overrated Godzilla movie to you?
The what?
The most overrated Godzilla movie to you?
Dude, that's difficult because I see like almost all of them jerked off like almost every day, and it's like, man,
facts, bro.
I understand that you're in that event.
I haven't seen half of them jerked off at all.
So
I've seen a lot of them. Keep in mind that I hold the position that most of the franchise is garbage. So like, if I see praise for like any of them, I consider that jerking it off because I'm highly critical of the entire franchise.
Yeah, I know you have high standards, which is why you married me in the first place. You.
Of course, I only choose the best.
Exactly.
That's crazy. This is crazy.
You whipped out your 24-inch NECA 2014, and I went, I want some of that.
Oh, yeah.
No, you guys are
now
crazy.
I'm literally gonna need to, once I go back to this, download it just so I can get that one line where Lip is like, "That's crazy," and just have that be a fucking short on the channel.
No, that's crazy. Crazy lore, guys.
Crazy lore.
Damn, you married a guy with 100k subscribers. That's crazy.
I know
You
exactly.
know
Go for real, chat.
Let's go per era, because I think.
No, you don't be a dirty. You don't be a dirty whore and get everywhere. You get one, just like everyone else.
Okay. God.
Just say King of the Monsters and just move on.
No, because like honestly,
That's the easiest one, bro.
Yeah, that's
exactly.
I mean, I agree. King of the Monsters is highly overrated, but like I don't think it's the most overrated relative to its quality or lack thereof.
Didn't like
For real.
any of the Heisei films then?
I would go with, and this pains me to say because this is like one of my favorite movies of all time, probably Final Wars.
I should have strangled you in your sleep.
Kill yourself. Fucking kill yourself right
Oh,
now.
hell nah, bro.
Get this man out of here. No,
Kick this
I'm
man
this
out.
close. I'm
Kick
this
this
close
man
to
back to
saying
the
the
shower.
N-word. I am
I'll tell
this
you this,
close.
Mike.
I'm gonna
Bro,
go Uncle
bro, I'm
Run
not
on
the-
your ass.
You stupid nigga, bro. Come on, nigga. This nigger.
You're
Damn the stream.
now if that doesn't get us canceled, I don't know what will.
Yeah, I love Final Wars. Like legitimately, like in my top 10 favorite movies of all time.
It is the greatest
Facts.
guilty pleasure.
Best
I
movie.
really
Better
like it.
than it's like a better version of King of the Monsters, basically.
Honestly, it's just King of the Monsters is just that movie, but worse because I didn't laugh my ass off every 5 minutes.
Have you
Because
guys?
Don, like, what was it? Don Tourette. What's his name again? Like, the wrestling. Don. What's his
Don
name
Fry.
again?
Don Fry?
Don Fry.
That
Don
man
Fry.
has so much charisma.
That's why
Sergeant
Don Fry carried that movie.
He really
All of the guys
does.
with the Final Wars design. Actually, everything carries that movie.
I love that movie.
The soundtrack's alright, not my cup of tea.
I love the music.
Honestly, let's just talk about Final Wars real quick. 'Cause I'm like a Final Wars
can
writer.
we just
Okay,
rant
real
about Final Wars for a
Okay,
while?
let's just. I need to say this. It took him about 5 minutes to have a fight scene. 5 minutes for them to have a whole fight scene. King of the Monsters took like 30 minutes. Final Wars has like 20 fight scenes.
Then you got the stupid 2014, which takes an hour and a half.
And that's not even counting the Kung Fu shit. The Kung Fu shit fucking kills me.
Have
Fucking
any
kills
of
me.
you read reviews, or not reviews, interviews of Final Wars? Like,
Nope.
Okay, so
Nah.
I've only, admittedly, I've only read like one or two, but I remember.
Before you go on,
Yeah.
I'm gonna send something to the private chat. And I'm
Okay.
gonna send it to the actual live chat. You guys are gonna crack your asses off when you see this.
I'm not pressing that.
Oh.
Y'all think I'm crazy.
It's a-
Pressed it.
Oh.
I'm gonna share it. I'm gonna share it on the page. It's so funny.
Oh.
Scrolling through Twitter.
No! That's actually crazy.
No. No.
Honestly,
Happy
KYS, bro.
moment.
What's up?
God.
Yo, I would pay so
Oh, that
much
fucking
money
kills me.
the world leaders I would assassinate just to have Charles Dance wearing that.
I'll be
You have
fired
no
up. Oh yeah, crazy plot twist though. Not gonna lie.
Oh,
Just quick little Final Wars.
That's why I
fun
didn't
fact.
liking King Ghidorah because he's an alien. No, a Zillion.
Little,
go get it, Brandon.
little Final Wars fun fact. Apparently, the director didn't even direct the kaiju scenes. He just drew storyboards and then threw it to the second unit.
Mm-hmm.
He was never
I
on
know that
set
one.
for
I
the
know that fact.
kaiju stuff. I love that. That's like, and apparently he watched the Millennium series on TV and thought, I can do better. And that was his motivation to make the movie.
Bro.
Yo,
I could do
W motivation, bro. W movie, W director, W everything.
Honestly,
bro.
though, yeah.
Based.
I think there's a bit of a
Base, bro. This guy's literally me, bro. He's literally me. He's literally me. Bro's literally me, bro.
Bro,
think
literally,
I have
I'm
I have
ready-
so much Final Wars memorabilia. It's actually crazy.
I love Final Wars.
Dude, I have
think-
like both Godzilla and the Kaiser Ghidorah figure. That shit took me. The Kaiser Ghidorah cost me like $500. I do not regret it.
I will tell you this much: I am
Could
so
never be
happy
me,
I
bro.
Kaiser Ghidorah back in the day.
I no, it's just like it's just straight up is all Final Wars Godzilla figures. Like half of my collection, like is just Godzilla Final Wars. Like no, there's no other. I just specifically collect Godzilla Final Wars. Like Monster X, nah, Final Wars.
You know that old Godzilla figure, the Final Wars one that like if you push the hands together, it like lit up the spines. It was like that Japanese exclusive. That
I never heard of that one. Actually.
I have that, but it's broken.
Mine's probably broken too at this point.
Like mine's like his like arms are like broken. It doesn't move. I had to glue them because they broke off. I was questioning.
I think there's a few more questions people got. Still one from Sam. Why is the Godzilla series so loved yet Gamer series doesn't get as much fanfare, excluding the titular main heroes? I ask because Gamer has some films and great antagonist kaiju along with the big G.
Okay, that's a loaded question.
Films are dog water besides the Heisei films.
I will, yeah.
Most films are not as good as you say, like all the Showa Gamera films are not as good as like the best Showa Godzilla.
I'll say this.
Yeah. Honestly, people like will dick ride the Showa films so much. I'm gonna be honest, most of them are essentially about the same, if not worse, than most of the Showa Godzilla movies. But people will excuse them because it's Gamera and they're like, haha, funny turtle.
I think actually no, I would disagree. I think the reason largely that Gamera hasn't got anywhere near the same traction is because of Kong. Remember, King Kong vs. Godzilla was like the big deal. It was probably his like big like light into the public space. It's basically the reason he's even a franchise to begin with.
Yeah,
but Gamera came out like around the same year, right?
Yeah, and it was like
came out in 56?
it was a decent film, but it didn't have
but
like
what
the
would
same.
you want? Would you want Gamera films that got worse over time besides the Heisei films, or would you want consistently mediocre Godzilla films?
Well, you got to consider that the original Godzilla was more of a kind of resonated with people back then a lot more.
Yeah, I'm not talking about I'm like at the point of time right we're at.
Yeah, but like that's important to answering this question because like he had like he had a good start. Well, Gamera had to like build himself up all by himself. He had nothing to help him.
Here in the chat. So like I know in '67, Sonic Godzilla and Gamera vs. Gauss came out. Between those two, which one would y'all rather watch?
I never watched either one, so I can't say.
Repeat the question.
Oh wow.
Gauss or Son of Godzilla?
Sonic Godzilla or Gamera vs. Gauss?
I have a nostalgia for that movie, so that's a 50-50.
The only reason I'm saying that is because I know for a fact that was when a Godzilla and a Gamera movie appeared around the same time. The point I'm trying to make is that at least in the Showa movies case, a lot of the Showa Gamera movies were kind of standard fare in terms of like a giant monster movie, whereas like Son of Godzilla is definitely not like your standard Godzilla movie or standard giant monster movie versus Gamera vs. Gauss, which although introduced Gauss, it still is pretty par for the course in terms of what you're getting. So if I was gonna watch one or the other, I'd rather watch Son of Godzilla. And like that kind of that's pretty much the bar for like most of the Showa Gamera movies. And then you get the Heisei trilogy, which does a good job of reintroducing characters, having a consistent storyline, and overall like keeping interest.
I'm gonna watch like 2 out of the 3 Gamera films, out of the 3 Heisei films. So I don't know, but I watched the Revenge of Iris and Guardian of the Universe. I haven't watched Attack on Legion or something.
Advent of Legion.
You don't really need to watch Advent of Legion to understand Iris.
No, you do because Advent of Legion set up the whole reason a lot of the events of Revenge of Iris happened.
The Gauss are attacking, but like most of that story, like the main conflict of that story, comes from the events of the end.
That's like side plot. The Gauss is like side.
No, because like that also like that's the reason why Godzilla lost his connection with what's her face.
Godzilla. Godzilla? Nah, I mean Gamera. My bad. Bro, Gamera? Nah, Godzilla. Revenge of Iris. My bad, Cook.
Still, it's the reason why that's where Gamera lost his connection with humanity and became more violent and reckless.
However,
that's also like very important to the third film as well.
It is important, but if
you right.
Also, the entire destruction of an entire freaking city.
Well, I mean, like they don't really bring up Sendai much in the movie. But...
Yeah, but like it also adds to the tension because you have that at the back of your mind.
True. But like you said, in Abbott and Legion, they solidify that Gamera lost his connection to humanity in that movie. But at the end of Guardian of the Universe, not Ayane, Asagi says that she can't feel Gamera anymore. So like it could be implied from that line. And if you went from the end of Guardian into Revenge of Iris, you could extrapolate that.
But extrapolation over actually like I think it's better to not to show it instead of extrapolate.
I'm not saying that it's like
Super Mario.
I'm saying that it makes sense that you could do it. Like I'm not saying that's the best scenario. But Sam is right. Legion and Iris are some of the best villains.
Yeah, I guess so. Legion's alright. I got a question. Is Iris a girl or a guy? I can never never guess.
Actually, is it?
It's a guy.
I mean, like, they say it's a guy, although it's also mutated Gauss, which are all female.
No. Oh, it's transgender. That's crazy. Bro, hey, give props to Gamera, bro. Conclusion, bro.
Iris.
Okay. I'm going to need to say a very controversial take here. Probably the most controversial thing I've said all night.
Mm-hmm.
Legion is more compelling and more imposing of an antagonist than Iris ever was. Iris is overrated as a villain and very unimpressive.
You know what?
Kill me for that.
Based.
I can't say anything because I haven't watched Legion.
Well, go watch it like right now. I'm pretty sure you could find that shit on the link I sent.
For all you guys actually out there, you can watch all 3 of the Heisei trilogy movies on YouTube.
No, wait.
Someone has posted them all for free.
Oh, yeah. Let's have a watch party right now. Introduce me to...
Real quick, Scott, I think you had something to say. Say it, my friend.
I haven't said shit. Legion is a very, very good filler monster, like the best filler monster. I would say you can probably skip the Legion movie altogether and the trilogy just be a duology. However, Iris is maybe not as imposing or as even destructive, but it is more connected to the characters, which makes it more impactful. Like the final battle in Iris is just 2 monsters staring at each other in an airport, but which sounds
intimately.
Stupid, but the emotional weight of it is pretty heavy, which makes it interesting.
Facts, bro.
It's like comparing a big Star Wars action scene to like a lightsaber duel and like Empire Strikes Back. It's not as epic, but it feels more emotional. But yeah, I would say the Heisei films, I watched them recently over the summer and they're really good.
I forgot why I skipped Legion. I just didn't feel like watching Legion. I felt it was just a filler episode. I'm not gonna watch. But it's like the tone,
anything. Even for like something you consider filler, it's honestly like it is pretty worth it. There it is. There's the chat for y'all.
And I just think Iris looks cooler than Legion. I don't know.
That's also true.
You are welcome to.
Legion is a very good remix of the bug hive mind monster trope that you see in like Aliens, but like very creative. Even without the big bug kaiju.
Not to mention like one of the most impressive uses of like a suit I've seen. Genuinely, like I've heard how some people genuinely were convinced. Oh no, go ahead. Oh, shut up.
Oh no, yeah, no. I was just gonna say like. Usually when you think of alien monsters, they don't. Sometimes they do, but sometimes they don't talk about the biology. But like, it's actually really cool that they bring up the whole thing where it's looking for silicone because it's a silicone-based life form. And like, there was always that big hoo-ha about like, oh, silicone-based life forms could be a thing. So like, I think like jumping on that kind of scientific idea was a good choice for Legion. So.
Even though like realistically, if it really was a silicon-based life form, it would be more like akin to like a giant rock, but.
Yeah.
Hey, we're not going to be sticklers like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I forgot what I was about to say.
Yo, I want a Nightmare Gamera figure.
Isn't
Yeah.
there already one?
No, there's
You
there's
sure? I'm
the
pretty sure
regular,
there's a X Plus.
probably for an X Plus, but like a
Yeah,
bad
but I want a
brother.
Bandai figure.
Yeah.
Actually, hold on. Let me look that up. I'm pretty sure there is one.
There is. I know there's a what's it called? There's the regular Guardian Gamera. There's Gamera 2, and then there's Gamera.
I'm sick of collecting Lupin the Third figures. I need a Nightmare Gamera somewhere.
Let me see. No, it doesn't seem like it. But there's a lot of Rebirth Gamera.
Yeah.
I watched
I
a
saw
little
that
bit.
figure in person, and I was like, even like the other
I don't
Gameras,
like the Rebirth Gamera figure, like the Bandai one.
it literally is like like I know people say Band-Aids are a chunk of plastic. This one's literally a chunk of plastic. There's so little articulation for it, and even at that point, for like 15 bucks, I ain't paying for that.
Okay,
That's
but
like an $8 figure. Bro.
how effective is it being thrown at a child?
No, because
that depends. How heavy is it?
Honestly, use the -1 Godzilla, because at least that one has like you can use it as like a maul kind of.
Oh yeah, I think
Hey,
I have a problem with the -1 like design, but the Bandai figure fixed it. The spikes, like the top spikes, are a little bit too big. I'm fine with them being like the bigger spikes. I think just like they oversize them a little bit too much. They give them that extra, like the extra large. It needs to be a large.
Speaking of the -1 figure, have you people seen like
we've seen
some of the
it,
stuff?
but I will say that like someone like King, I brought it up earlier. I'm not sure if anyone here doesn't want to get spoiled, so
But there's a spoiler of it.
We'll do the spoil. I know I'm gonna do a stream after the 29th for everything, because that's when I get to see the movie. So
Me too. Wait, is it out yet? Is it out in America yet? I've been hearing it's like out of America.
Till
It
it's on
premiered though, right? Like
it premiered. Well, it had a red carpet premiere
Mhm.
a few weeks ago, either a few weeks ago or a few days ago. And then
Everybody
I know it
was
has
there, bro.
a like
Everybody.
release the 29th, and then December 1st is when it's regularly released.
Everybody was there.
Interesting.
Except me.
Okay, I'm gonna change up the topic. Has any of you seen the Gridman movie that came out earlier this year?
I wanted to, but like, where is it being shown on like Crunchyroll? I think, right?
I think so, and I'm pretty sure that. Actually, hold on. Before I say anything, let me check that link again, because I know I was able to pirate it.
If you could show me a pirated version, I'd watch it. But like, for example, the only reason I'm able to watch Legacy of Monsters while pirating it is because my phone plan lets me have Netflix and Apple TV as subscriptions that are rolled into my payments, so I don't have to worry about paying for them on their own. But like,
oh, there it is. I found one.
There we go.
Where do you find these like pirated movies so fast? That took that's not even 30 seconds. That was like 6 seconds, dog.
Dude, I googled this. I found this like ages ago, and just like saved it because why would I? Wouldn't I?
Never underestimate the power of a pirate.
No underestimate the power of not wanting to pay money.
I pirated Final Wars off of like Internet Archive one too many times I could count, bro.
Oh, what's it called?
Dude, I've had Legend of Boggy Creek off of Internet Archive.
I have every Godzilla movie at this point off Internet Archive, because I'm like, I have all the movies at this point. I don't really mind like having quote unquote pirated versions, because I've already put ideas. Like, I understand why people don't want to pirate, because like you want to help support the official release, but like, in my opinion, if you've already like helped with your money and you like want to have a more accessible version, then at that point, I think you're within your rights to do so.
Nigga, my priorities first. Like when me and Eric play Fortnite.
Like that's how I rationalize it. If some people just want to pirate it, you're welcome. You're welcome to do that. 1 sec, real quick. Sambrosias. I must go. Good night, everyone. I was there. If you want to chat on Discord, hit me up. Happy Thanksgiving. Also, remember, truly is a great pirate era. Yeah, no. Happy Thanksgiving. Send me a message. Just like DM me real quick so I can say Happy Thanksgiving to you in private as well. Just to be a good friend.
Oh, anime too, bro. I use this pirating anime website.
Yep.
I watch
Right.
too many like
well, if
pirated.
Oh, someone asked a question. All right. Right. Since you probably none of you haven't watched the movie yet, but like just generally talk about Gridman since I haven't really seen people talk about it that much, which is a crime because I think it's like wonderful.
Underrated, yeah.
Absolutely. I'm not even
I
sure
only
where to
watched
begin
a
with
few
it.
episodes of the anime.
I suggest you continue it, or at the very least, watch Dynazenon. It's a sequel, but also like its own thing. It's sort of weird.
Oh, and what's it called? It also looks like not related to Gridman, but apparently Gigabash is getting a physical release via limited run games. So
Oh, nice.
Does everyone here
That's
play
sick, bro.
Gigabash or like not?
I do.
I used to.
I was
like,
on stream with Eric Zoll one time.
Well,
me and Eric Zoll played Gigabash. I won against him.
Well,
that
no,
counts, right? I beat
The,
like that one Bolton character.
The last Gigabash I went through was when you beat me after a drunken stupor and all that, you know.
That was
nah, that's actually crazy, chat. You heard that, guys? That's crazy.
Damn the
Zimzilla, you got something to talk about, Zim?
When people
can I
say
say?
they play
You played
Gigabash, they mean I played it once and then I shill it on Twitter because I really want someone else to play it.
That's me, dog. But I still play it.
I still
play it with my boy Cedric Rex. I play a lot of Gigabash with the boys. Honestly,
I love the
besides
gameplay,
that,
but
I would play it more, but like I haven't really found anyone to play with.
that's the problem. Yeah, the networking sucks.
Yeah, you don't have you don't like without like your boyfriends. You kind of like we just play Gigabash by yourself.
Bro, I'm single. I got no game. I got no bitches or boys.
You have to have.
Could never be me, chat. Could never be me.
Yeah, I had to convince my whole friend group to buy this
I have
indie
the
game
voices
I never
in
heard
my
of,
head.
just to play it with me.
I hope Eric Zoll doesn't clip this.
Also, like
Been,
whenever
like,
I do find
flipping me
people, they're
lately,
tryhards.
It's a,
No way! I have never found any tryhards in that game.
Dude, that was the only thing I could find for like a while. Then I
Maybe
just
like
gave
in the
up.
beginning, it was kind of tryhardy. I'm not gonna lie. I got
played
friggin'
twice
booty
online.
smacked by like this Rira character by this Rira player, and like I just felt like sad because like I was playing this guy in, I was playing Rira, and I was like, I could probably beat this guy in a fight, and I just got freaking booty smacked, and like he caught me on like a combo loop, and it was really tragic.
Damn.
I played Bolton. It was alright. I got the bro for like the past like 2 weeks, first 2 weeks when the DLC came out. I couldn't play it. I didn't have enough money. So I spent it all on Godzilla stuff. Don't question me.
Skill issue.
And I spent it all on Lupin the Third. And Final Wars figures. Obviously, I have more Final Wars.
I really just want a big AAA company to make a Godzilla fighting game and not like a mod or a little obscure one. I feel like that would be the only way to successfully.
We should.
get
Why not?
Godzilla
We should make.
big.
Why not all 6 of us here make a Godzilla?
Bro, do you have?
I'm illiterate.
I heard
overall
rumors that Pipeworks. I think they said they're going to port the games to PC or something.
So there's Save the Earth Melee, which is that mod that's coming to PC. That
Goated, absolutely goated.
I've played some of it. It's really good. Plus I know they are adding more characters. Like I know
They're adding like 62 Godzilla.
Yeah, 62 is going to be the base show of Godzilla. So
Oh yeah, you're talking about the Godzilla Save the Earth?
Yeah, Save the Earth
Melee. I heard they're adding a Final Wars, which I might just because
wait,
I might have to like buy a PC to play Final Wars.
Nah, they're going from 2 Godzillas to 4. That's what I'm hearing.
Oh, if that's so, that's even better. Like the one thing I would say is that like if they can, if like people can like support the game, make service for it so people can do online play on PC, that'd be cool. If they can get it to Steam so that it has ease of access to players, that means more people can use it who just have a PC. Cool.
How that illegal then? Like, how speaking? How that illegal? They just like freaking post.
overall
on
with
Steam.
mods, I know that like if you're not making money,
Oh,
off
it's
of
a
it,
mod. I didn't know that. I thought it was a
Yeah,
whole like
it's a mod.
game. My
no,
bad.
no, it's a mod. Yeah, so it's a mod.
Still, I
Wait,
would be
there's a
surprised
PC
if
version
trying
of
to
Save
rip
the
it
Earth out
apart.
there.
One sec. Someone else.
I could just give you a link to their Discord.
No, I'm in their Discord.
No, I'm talking to
I
the other
left that
guy.
Discord
Oh yeah,
on accident.
You want?
Can you send me the link to the Discord? I accidentally left it one time. Don't ask.
Mm-hmm.
I got you. I got you.
Well, actually,
Thanks,
one
Cook.
sec. Let's see if I can find it. I know I have it here. Because I've been trying to learn programming because I actually have.
Here's the link.
When Final Wars drop, I'm gonna grind the hell out of that game.
Dude,
I'm
that game
gonna be the most pro Final Wars player you're gonna
Dude,
see.
that game was great. They gave Space Guzzle Electric Wind Godfist.
Oh, I got. Did y'all like put the cheat codes in like your Xbox 360?
No, they don't have like any cheat codes in it. It's still like very early
there
version.
is. You put chords. You put like a code, and you get like all the characters.
No, I mean I'm referring to like Save the Earth Melee.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that one. Oh, I'm talking about the original one. I have it on Xbox 360. Shit goes hard.
I have Save the Earth. I think I played like Orga, and apparently I was the first time someone was able to kill the Mothra AI before it went into its butterfly form.
Huh, interesting.
I'll play it if they add.
I play as Rodan.
I think they could add like Zilla, or at least try to.
I think they're adding
Yeah, because they're gonna add. Yo, they're gonna add. Are they adding Monster X? I heard that somewhere.
Probably.
I'm not sure.
Again, the plan is to add as many of the monsters as they can.
When I asked them about it, they said like adding Monster X would be like really complicated because his model will be like really complex in comparison to others.
Oh yeah, you're right. They right.
Monster X.
They right.
Monster X is my baggin', where I'm like hyper obsessed over this obscure monster.
Understandable.
Except he actually
not that obscure. Not in the power scaling world. I see that guy everywhere in power scaling.
I haven't.
I
see like Monsterverse Godzilla instead.
Speaking of what's it called?
Yeah, Monsterverse Final Wars is a big topic that I have beef with Godzilla guy over it. This power scaler named Godzilla guy, I have beef with him for like Final Wars and Monsterverse. Actually crazy.
The irony is that like neither of them are even like both are fodder. Honestly.
Wait, actually,
Final Wars is like at least Earth level. At like the most, he's like planet level or star level. I heard that star level because I heard Gigan is also a planet destroyer. I don't know where that information came from. That's really it.
If we're gonna do power scaling, can we power scale how to fix Zim's and I's marriage?
No. That's what's it called? That's like 4D transcendence.
Bro, who's winning, Zim or Zim's wife in a boxing match?
Probably him.
Face, probably. Explain the outcome of that.
I'm just the helpless.
How many guys got enough? How many times you guys got enough fight?
Too many.
Let me start counting the bruises.
What's it called? You can't count the bruises because there's ones that have healed. So like.
Well, also they all combine.
This is why I do it in the first place, because like you say stupid shit like that. But what I did want to say was the model here on the screen is something I commissioned for someone, because I'm thinking of maybe modding that Rise of Kong game and just making a whole new game using some of the code they have and just building off it and seeing what happens with that using some of my own characters.
Oh my god, you're making an OC mod? That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, hey, what's it called? If there's one way to shill your OCs, it's make a game. And I mean, honestly, if people like the gameplay just since I do, I'd probably maybe invest in doing a full-on game. We'll see what happens. But I mean, like, honestly, like if you make a mod, and you sell it for like low enough money and there's enough interest, at that point it's just business numbers, where then you can keep, if you can justify continued development, if it's like more of a passion project that makes you money, then hey, we'll see what happens. Because like there's ideas, like I know myself I have for like game design that I don't see in other kaiju games, but if I can do it, then maybe it sets like, because if there's one thing that I've noticed when it comes to like even just video game development, like excluding kaiju games, it's like if people have a good idea and it works, then new things get innovated on because of that. So like I don't know. That's like just my whole stance on it. Because like even overall, like I like a Gigabash. I think it's a fun game. If the netcode can get fixed and crossplay can get worked on more, I think that it could do
They
well.
should add that party game mode into multiplayer.
I think
You know
the
what I
other
mean?
problem too is that like
The mini game mode. I meant like you know, like the
mini games are like, I think more game modes are important because a lot of people are just thinking who's gonna be the next like character pack instead of, oh, I wonder what like new gameplay stuff we can do, because like
they have
everyone,
a mini game mode, but it's only for couch play. They should do that for multiplayer.
like just improve your gameplay.
Honestly,
'cause, like,
get
I'd
better.
rather that. Like get
Like
better,
Gigabash is gonna be like the next like was it like it's gonna be like the Dead by Daylight of kaiju.
It could be. But like the thing is that like a Dead by Daylight already had like a lot of good accessibility options for it that allowed it to keep living. So that's like the one thing that I'm concerned about is that more people are like, I want to see this monster, I want to see this monster, and then when that monster appears, they'll be like, oh cool, and then never play it again. And at least Dead by Daylight's had a consistent like competitive and community to where it still lasts even with like all the licensing they've been doing. And like since kaiju is still pretty niche, Dead by Daylight can get all these licenses and still have enough players to like justify doing this versus like it's still gonna be a pretty penny for all the kaiju characters that they want to add and no one plays it, so that becomes the issue.
I think they should make more newer kaijus.
Yeah, no, I want to see more of their original kaiju. Like I think that's probably
I want to see more original. I want to see their OCs. I want to see more OCs.
Like Dawn of the Monster.
I want to see more OCs, bro.
But like, I don't think
more
Dawn
OCs. Come on,
has been doing as well because there wasn't like a promotion with a more famous monster.
Oh yeah, Dawn of the Monster. I forgot about that game was on my like radar.
I forgot that game even existed.
Like it's fun and it's across all the platforms, but it's like I bet people don't play it because there's no Godzilla in it.
Man, Godzilla's not in this game. This game sucks.
Yeah, but I bet that's what some people are probably saying. And I'm like, hey, Dawn has a really good gameplay loop. And for its price, it's not bad.
I think they need to fix the combat. I don't like the I think the combat in Gigabash needs to be different. It's like
what would you say the issue is?
It's like the boring like combat system they have.
God damn it! There goes this marker.
Do you
that like makes me doesn't want to play with like the other characters, like Bolton and that one Bolton lookalike. Like those are both are not fun to hate like play as, right?
Like
yeah, I know.
Because like they're like. I know, like I know because like it's only like one button. Because I'm so used to playing like multiple games with like the fighting system having like multiple buttons to do like different moves. It's not like that with Gigabash. Gigabash is like one button and then like a special, and then you jump, press that same button. It's like so simple. They should make it more like I don't know, like Smash Bros. It's like Smash Bros, right? But in like the in like
your issue. Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but. So I'm trying to understand this. Your issue is that it is too oversimplified, like, to its detriment.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And it's good that it's simplified because it means a lot of people can pick it up. But because there's not like a whole lot of mechanical depth, there's not like a lot of people investing in it. And the people who are investing in it are kind of like, I'm there for the like new characters to come out rather than like the game itself. Which I mean, I'm there for the game itself. Like. I don't play a whole lot online. I just like playing as Rava, and I just like kind of just doing like matches with myself.
I just do the mini games. I like playing the mini games.
Yeah.
That's it.
But like, do you know that meme where it's like there's a threat on Earth, and it's like Steven Universe crying for like a whole paragraph, and then it's like Rava, and it's like hold Y.
Like I think Rira is probably like the best character in that game, in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah, he's pretty.
Because like I think it reaches out like in like they're more like in like base like the what's the button on my PlayStation again? Like the punching button. I think it has more reach than like I don't know like freaking Bolton does, Godzilla does.
I think what's it
And-
called? That one flower monster has, I think, the longest reach. Although I do like playing as Rawa, I think like he has really good he has good advancing tools, and I think he has good juggle potential. The one thing that always messed me up when I was like starting out was the whole his like essentially his nuclear pulse. It does take out like a whole like life bar from you. So if you don't pay attention to that, you end up just nuking yourself.
No,
from the
because
game.
that's like you're holding it. You don't hold
Yeah,
it.
if you're holding it, people, like a lot of people will do that. Like if you know someone's inexperienced, they'll hold it, trying to like do big damage, and then they kill themselves, and you're like, oh.
I tricked my
crap.
friend into killing himself by telling him the whole line. I said, yeah.
I'm gonna do it like one time. I only like I only do that when like when I'm like
Robbie,
low.
wanting to do a little trolling.
When I'm low at like when I'm low at like health, I try to get to like the closest person and like do that, and more time it works. And I'm like, I take a because like if you hit someone successfully, like what successfully, what? Like if you did that,
There you go.
if you like did that full power, and it hit someone, it also could like full like freaking kill his health too. So that's why I'm usually like a last effort when I'm like at low. It's like a kamikaze.
I want to say that Rawa is probably the most successful Godzilla ripoff I've seen, because in every kaiju story, there's always like the archetypal. Here's our main reptile OC who's not Godzilla. He has horns on his back, but he's not Godzilla. And I think Rawa is the most creative one I've seen so far.
He's Godzilla ripoff, low key.
Yeah. I love how it's because since he looks like Zogura, everyone's been saying that. It's like, oh, they ripped off Zim. And I'm like, huh? But I think actually the one thing that makes him work is the fact that he's not the main monster. It's Garanga, which is like, it's a monster that like looks kind of like an Ultraman monster, but is more like King Kong, but looks nothing like Kong. While Rawa is like an antagonist monster.
Who has a Samsung out? No.
Yeah,
I heard
my friends, we play For Honor, and in For Honor, there's, it's like the Knight Samurai and Vikings. There's a character called Warden who's like your very stereotypical knight in steel plate, and we make a joke that Garanga is Warden. He's like the most generic. He's like the tutorial character.
He's actually, you know what? I'm gonna do you one better since I do know For Honor. Garanga to me is like Centurion, because his jump, every time I do his jump, I'm just like incredibilis. Centurion. But like I will say, like, all the characters are different enough to where I don't feel like there's a lot of crossover. Ironically enough, Rawa and Godzilla are like the only characters that feel very similar to each other. And I haven't played the new Ultramans because I haven't paid for it yet. Even though I want to.
Volton's probably like the worst one. That's it. Volton's the worst one. It's like that because he's the worst one. But if you're a natural player like me, he's pretty good.
I want to say, I don't know anything about Ultraman, but when I saw the roster, I was a little bit disappointed because I said it's like 3 Ultramen and 1 monster. I thought there was going to be more variety.
I'm gonna be real with you. I agree. Despite the fact that I got my favorite Ultraman in the game, Tiga. But I was so surprised it was Ultraman, Bolton, Tiga, and Chimera. I was expecting it to probably be Ultraman, Bolton, either Red King or
Gamora.
Red King on Gamora. I was expecting that to be
more on Red King.
I thought there would be more aliens, or like a 50-50, like 2 Ultramen, 2 aliens. Like I said, I don't know much about Ultraman, but I thought like it's literally just 3 guys who I think if you were playing, you would mistake them for one another.
I mean, like, I think Chimera is like, okay, I would love a better roster than what we got, but I think Chimera is like a good pick.
I love Chimera
because we need more female monsters.
That's fair. Like, I understand that totally. But it's like, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think
nobody knows who that is.
Watched the movie. I did.
Facts, bro. I didn't know who she was until like Eric Joel told me it was like her. It was like Tiga's ex, and I was like, oh.
Chimera is Brayden to me. Like in that case.
How am I supposed to evaluate that statement?
Oh, that's the Coomer Bait Ultra. Yeah,
that's the Coomer Bait Ultraman. Yeah.
I'm not
Oh.
complaining.
Every time when someone picks Chimera, I pick the blackest monster.
Bro.
What's it called? Is
Bruh, it's a
does-
bra moment.
since I don't even have the DLC yet, is Tiga Dark a skin you can use or nah?
No.
Oh, that's
Nikaja.
that.
Oh, he could in his taunts he could change like his colors, like like
Well, I know he can
like
change it between power and sky type, but like Tiga Dark isn't a skin you can use. That sucks. That really sucks.
What you expect, bro? Gigabash with their like DLC characters with their like skins, they suck, bro.
Yeah, but
Like-
think about it. Honestly, literally, almost all the skin changes are all color swaps, and you're telling me that
Besides Geigen's the only one because one of them looks like Final Wars.
like you don't give me Tiga Dark as a color swap option.
I've never played Gigabash. Would you guys recommend it?
Yeah.
No, not really. Like just like honestly, just wait until like until Godzilla Save the Earth Melee is fully out.
I would say honestly, if you want something that's like pretty simple, like
Too simple.
have enough friends to just fuck around in it, yeah. But like if not, it is a toss up for me. Like I want to support the game, I want to say yes. Can I get Conscience right now?
Get it on sale.
It's probably gonna
Question.
be on.
Wait until
King Caesar or versus Titanosaurus. That's what it just showed up right now.
Titanosaurus.
Wait, what?
King Caesar
versus.
Are we saying who would win? Who do we prefer? Who would we rather eat?
Who would win, as well as actually, we'll do design thing too. Who we prefer.
That's not even a question.
Yeah, who would win, Titanosaurus? Who would I prefer, Titanosaurus?
King.
I'd rather eat
King Caesar.
Titanosaurus. He looks like really exotic seafood.
I don't want to eat King Caesar because King Caesar's bones are made out of gold. So I'd rather kill him than eat him. Cause I don't get rich off of his freaking bones.
Do you eat bones?
You could wear him as a pelt.
Yeah, wear him as a pelt.
You're right. Bro, I want to see King Kong with a giant shotgun in the next MonsterVerse film.
Can we end the MonsterVerse with Minya just like pulling out a Glock and shooting Godzilla in the head?
That'll be the best ending.
Ooh, actually, I got an interesting question for y'all. Do we honestly think that we're gonna get a new American Godzilla series? As in, like, do we ever think the MonsterVerse will ever peter out to a point where, in the near future, we may get a new American Godzilla movie?
Not in the near future, that's for sure.
Decades from now, yeah.
Like, yeah, do you think it's gonna be decades?
2030, specifically 2030.
Be alive
on this day, on this day. Hear me out. Next, like this specific year, 2034. That's when the next American Godzilla or next generation of Godzilla are gonna come out. Hear me out. That year, specifically that year. I don't know what that year supposed to mean, but that year specifically.
Was this like revealed to you in a dream or something?
No,
Yeah.
I'm just curious. Well, I don't know.
I wonder
Wait,
if
but who do you think is gonna
DC
end
will do
first,
anything
Toho or
with,
Legendary movies?
Legendary.
Like, do we think the
Definitely.
Legendary MonsterVerse ends and then we get a new American series that's not connected?
I honestly see the MonsterVerse like getting one more movie after this and then just ending because it cannot sustain itself. They don't have like any recognizable actual like characters. They have big monsters, but those don't sell for that long.
Do you think that it's gonna be a situation where the MonsterVerse movies end and we just get like tie-in material until the rights expire, or essentially the rights never expire and we just get like tie-in material to justify it?
I'll be really honest. I don't think any of the monsters can stand on their own.
No.
And I feel like, honestly, I mean, as much as people give shit to Warner Brothers or whoever owns them right now, MonsterVerse hasn't been milked nearly as hard as Marvel or DC. I feel like they've been very
reserved.
Very reserved when it comes to like spewing out titles every single year. Like, so I feel like they might know when to quit. They might say, okay, we'll have one more movie where maybe like they fight a big bad, like maybe we'll have like Space Godzilla Destroya or whatever. They might go Destroya because he's popular, and then Godzilla gets killed off or whatever. Maybe they'll have another King Kong movie because he's the American kaiju. But then I don't think they'll continue after that.
I think they're gonna do the World of Godzilla after that. You know, when Toho was sorry. I want to make it like when Toho was like, "All right, guys, after GBK, we're gonna make the World of Godzilla." But then they never did it because GBK did well, and maybe after that they're like, "Okay, after Godzilla and Congress's Destroyer, we're gonna start the World of Godzilla. Actually, this time or something like that."
You have to give the MonsterVerse credit in the sense where like it outlasted the Dark Universe, it outlasted the DCEU, and
wait, isn't this
the
DCU
pace
still
it's
going?
it's
No.
like
It died with the Flash. Well,
it
no,
has,
it's
like Aquaman is still
Aquaman too.
happening,
Yeah.
but then like
No.
Blue Beetle
They're
is
still
technically
milking
not
that shit.
connected.
It's
Shazam
dying,
technically isn't
technically. It's
connected.
yeah.
The MonsterVerse is the only franchise outside of the MCU with direct film continuations.
Yeah, because they're
fair,
smart and they're not
there's
terrible like
less with the
DC
MonsterVerse.
films.
Do we
DCU
want
is
the
1 year older.
MonsterVerse to become basically the new MCU,
No,
No.
like as
No.
is, or
no,
we want?
no.
So we want it to be better.
Fuck no.
How can it be better?
Well, it's already
Reset.
better because it's not saturated. It's very, like I said,
Yeah,
they're very reserved.
I think the great part, the big reason is that it's pacing. It doesn't like
They're all
bombard
different.
you.
They're all like each film is different.
Yeah,
They're not
all,
like the same like Marvel films. Marvel.
Yeah.
That's why I stopped watching Marvel films. Like they all have like this similar formula,
yeah, a lot
but
of
MonsterVerse they all have different formula with their stories
different tones
and settings,
yeah,
different tones.
I would say
Final
all the-
Monster. Well, I said Final Wars. My bad. Honestly, Final Wars should be the best film. Anyways, 2014 has like the most probably like the most different tone out of all the movies. It's dark, serious. It has a slower structure, better characters. I don't know that supposed to mean something, right? And have a more what is it? Just like different tone than like all because like all of them have the different tones, right? Besides maybe like GBK and King of the Monsters, I think they're like, very similar. Like the rest are.
The good thing they do is that like each film has like a different form of expressing its own ideas, both in the cinematography, its music choice, its plots.
Most of the directors are different.
Well, yes, of course, but like it's a lot more pronounced compared to like because like the MCU always has like a bunch of different directors doing different films, but like they all have like kind of a uniform approach a lot of the time with like a couple outliers. With like
being a Disney director is not much of being an actual director. It's just following orders. That's why a lot of the movies feel the same. Is because the Disney makes like the creative decisions. The directors are kind of just mouthpieces.
Yeah,
more or less. Yeah.
Well, like, and that's the thing that sucks too is that like, honestly, if you look between Iron Man and Captain America, at least Favreau and Joe Johnston's kind of styles were more pronounced in those earlier entries.
Yeah.
And I think that that is the fear that the MonsterVerse has, is that if they keep going, you're gonna get more of this kind of corporate slop from it. But like in my opinion, the good thing is that every film has felt like a continuation instead of like the new origin story to set up a like something new. Where like because I'll be honest, like every single new Marvel movie that sets up a new character is almost always like a like corporate slop version of the hero's journey with a shadow villain as the big bad, and then you get a ending scene / post-credit scene about the interconnected universe, and then you get next movie. At least for what it's worth, the MonsterVerse movie hasn't been that. Although I would like also say like the biggest problem for the MonsterVerse has been lack of central characters.
Just bad writing.
Strong central characters, like bad writing.
Those movies are horribly written.
And that's the thing is, honestly, the MCU films weren't exactly written the best, but they had.
At least they started like pretty good.
They said they started okay, but like they also had tentpole like actors for people to like get behind. I would say like in my perfect world, I would want like actors to stick around and good writing, but at least the MonsterVerse doesn't have
in most cases both. But like at least the lack of like consistent film every single year has what's allowed it to not overstay its welcome. But
honestly, if you talk to the average viewer, like they don't even know the MonsterVerse is a thing. They're just like, oh, other kaiju movie.
they're kind of like
some
they're
of them
like
don't even know King of the Monsters. Yeah, it's just like Godzilla movie. They don't even know like King of the Monsters is a sequel to 2014.
And most people like I talk to, they always say it's like they were always like, oh, that one Godzilla movie 2014, and then they're like Godzilla versus Kong. I think because like the cultural zeitgeist is always like Godzilla or Godzilla fought King Kong, and that's what everyone remembers.
That's surprising. Oh.
I mean, like, at least like my hope, the copium I am on outside of like cocaine that Braden's wife's cousin gives me is that if minus one
wife?
That's crazy.
What?
At least at least I hope if minus one does really well, and from what I've heard it's pretty well written, that at least either sets it like a precedent for the future. Because like I think that like there's a need for a pole bearer, and I think maybe minus one becomes that. I hope it does.
I think it depends on like how it's written, because like Shin Gojira was very well received, but like it sort of like didn't really get much in America because it was clearly not meant for American audiences. So
yeah, well, it was not made for American audiences. It has a very Anno style to it, and I'm gonna be honest. It had like this is the issue with both of these films is that they have no marketing. Like unless you watch like a good bit of Godzilla content on YouTube, you're not gonna pick up any minus one trailers. I know they exist. I think even D-Man said that there wasn't any. There are, but it's like there isn't a lot of them. There's barely any marketing right now. I'm gonna be honest. The whole thing about like Godzilla getting 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, despite only being a couple reviewers, the whole the Vanity Fair articles that I've seen, if that works as like organic advertising and that gets butts in seats, good, in my opinion, honestly. But like I hope it does well, honestly.
I really hope minus one is well written, but they gotta fix that animation. I don't know what's happened with Godzilla's animation of it like just deteriorating over the years.
I don't know what you're talking about. I think it looks beautiful.
No. Are you specifically talking about that one?
I would say like
breath scene.
Talking about almost every shot. He lacks proper momentum. It cancels and restarts at random moments.
What are you talking?
Give me a shot.
Like I think what's it called? That was intentional. At least I think what I heard was that was
what making it look fake.
Like making it look janky. Like the jank I think was intentional. I think like the other problem too is that honestly like
the Flash meant to look bad.
The no like in the case of minus one budget and time like more excusable.
Cool excuse.
Animation is generally direction.
It's direction, but it's also like even if you're not as skilled, if you have more time to work on something, you're probably gonna do better than someone who's under a super tight budget. And even if they're like really skilled, there's gonna be like that margin for error there.
And even the fact that like the jankiness is consistent throughout shows that it was most likely a creative decision rather than a constraint.
That's what that's what I said.
Which is really wacky.
It's wacky. I honestly I would consider like I will want to see what the rest of the film looks like.
So far, I think it looks beautiful.
A criticism.
The shot composition's gorgeous. I just have a lot of issues with the CG.
Well, I can put up the bad CGI if it looks.
I don't know. I think it looks really beautiful.
If it's well written, I'm gonna praise it. Like just like the Monarch show. Like the Monarch show looks like absolute dookie. The CG's atrocious, but like I'm praising it. I'm praising it for the writing. Show me a shot.
It looks really good for a TV show.
Dude, I know it's gonna fall off. I'm trying to hold on to what I have right now. Like I think we have some good stuff so far.
Braden, I'm curious. And this is I'll ask you that later because it's technically a spoiler.
Well, I'm actually gonna go in a bit, but like.
Oh, you are.
Also,
Okay.
regarding the TV budget thing, a lot of the issues with the show isn't like, oh, it's lacking a few passes or something. It's more like creative decisions and how the assets are shaded, and also the animation, which is not a budget thing. It's just like, well, you're gonna direct how it's moved. But like, there's just so many weird decisions and how the shots are composited, and like, there's always like with Godzilla specifically, he has like a really rubbery feel, which is odd because they said that all they did was update the fidelity for the 2014 asset, but it's like, no, you clearly changed something given how he just looks different. His skin deforms differently too. They might have changed the rig bound. I don't know.
I don't
Get
think
more
they changed the
information.
rig bound.
Well, it could be a different artist team working on it, but of course it's not going to look perfect.
It's NPC.
I think also like there were some shots that like definitely just how they were directed were different than how it was done in 2014, and I think the model just wasn't made for that.
Yeah, they pose him really weirdly.
Yeah.
For some reason, people don't know how to pose Godzilla anymore, which is odd because it's like you have plenty of reference and you have animators that like work with creatures like this.
But I also think too, honestly, as much as like this has become the American Godzilla, I've never ever really liked how this Godzilla's looked. And I know how like they said like they were going to be living with the 2014 design forever because like that was what they were going to be using. But like there were just some shots of 2014 that I just do not like.
Are you talking about the design or the CG?
Just like the design and how it ends up posing just looks weird to me.
Yeah, they did. There are a few shots where they pose him really weirdly.
Like
the one
the
that
thigh
comes to
thing?
mind. Well, the one that comes to mind is when he's kneeing the Femuto and he like lifts his leg all the way up. It's like you clearly did not design him to go that high.
Or like even like some of the charging just looks a little weird.
He's a big boy.
I think
the why am I forgetting this? The shots we actually do get of the Hawaii fight.
Oh, dude, those I'm pretty sure, and this is still a fault of the movie. I just think it's funny. I think those are rushed, and it shows. It really shows because if you see them like off of the TV, they're on. You can find them online. There's some reels. His tail clips through a nearby building that's like in the foreground, and it's like, oh yeah, you guys.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Godzilla clipping through stuff in an American movie. That's a Fred precedent right there.
Yeah,
that sounds hilarious.
But like, I hope, or from what I hope, and from what I've been told, -1 has good writing. So
I pray to God it does.
I'll
if it does, I'll praise it to no end. Like, you know, if something's well written,
will you write it better than you wrote me?
Get a room, you two.
Quick thing. There's a comment saying you can't
go back to that room.
Assets from a decade ago.
Wait,
it depends. It's one. It's like the second to last comment. It definitely depends. Yeah, there you go. Those aren't my words. They're from the actual VFX supervisor. Let me find the quote. I just sent it to someone. I don't believe them, by the way. They said
put it in a private chat and I can put it on screen.
Oh yeah.
Why do you not believe them?
Because it just doesn't look the same. His proportions are also slightly different as well. It is an Instagram post, so I don't know if you could. Do you want as a tweet or
just DM me on Instagram and I'll be able to pull it up because I have Instagram open.
Okay. There you go.
GBG made Godzilla look the worst, yet he's so over animated, looks so bad. And it's a KDM message.
Yeah, KDM posted a screenshot talking about it. It's from an interview with the VFX supervisor, and they're pretty much saying like, "Oh yeah, we used the original 2014 asset," which reusing old assets pretty difficult since your pipeline changes and software's change and all that. Like I remember for the Snyder cut, they spent months just re-implementing old software. But yeah, I don't believe them because if you look at his shoulders in specific shots, specifically the one where like he's lifting up his head after the bridge, after like the main hero shot that you've seen in all the marketing, those shoulders don't look like the Garagoji shoulders. Those are like the wider, broader Dogoji shoulders. And his head seems a different size too. And also just overall, he's clearly shaded differently. Like he's more
I'm
rubbery.
gonna give you this right now. This is gonna sound super conspiracy brain, but we do know, or at least if I recall, this was right, that they took the original Garagoji and modified it into the Dogoji design.
That is true.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they took an older model that was either being like one of the older like assets and just use that instead of using the quote unquote first like original one they used for the movie.
That is a possibility because I do know there was like different assets that they were using before they finalized it. But it's just really weird. I'm very curious for more interviews to come out because I don't know. Finding stuff out in Hollywood is because no one says the straight up truth. You have to like investigate everything.
You really have to investigate, and as well as you have to read
Yeah.
the lines because
Yep.
everyone's job's on the line at that point. Even something like Godzilla, where like not everyone cares, but like you say something wrong, it could cost you.
Yep. Love Hollywood.
No one hates Godzilla as much as Godzilla fans.
Okay, Sonic fan, calm down.
Oh,
yeah,
I'm
kidding. That's
fan.
the thing everyone says about every fan base.
Don't mess with us Sonic fans. We hate Sonic.
I do hate Sonic. I like
I don't care if like I don't care if the at the Monarch show Godzilla looks slightly off compared. Like it's like hyper analytical. Like I won't notice it.
I mean, it's still an aspect of the production that's worth criticizing.
It's like one of those things where it's like you may not notice it, but I think it's important because if they care, then overall just makes a better product.
Yeah.
And like it's a product of the work culture in Hollywood where things getting rushed or people just not caring trickles down, and that's what happens when you deal with like bureaucratic stuff like that. And just like things in general. Like if you care about art or if you care about the technical side of films like that, that's just something that you just kind of like have to deal with. But
how many of you have seen Cocaine Bear?
I have not because
I have not.
Okay. Have you seen clips of it, like the bear?
I have.
Yeah, a few.
What now?
Does that look like a real bear to you?
Wait, what are you referring to?
Cocaine Bear.
No.
Okay.
One.
Well,
so
it's never going to look completely real because it's CGI. You can always tell. I mean,
you could. That's the whole point of photorealism.
Well,
wait, that movie was like a Hollywood movie?
Yeah.
I thought it was like some asylum film.
No,
some of it, like I will say this, some of it does look very real, and some of it just does not.
Yeah, some shots are pretty.
I thought it was an asylum film this whole time.
I was able to meet the director and the VFX supervisor. Yeah. It was an interesting experience. And I remember them referring to the bear as photorealistic numerous times. And the reason I bring that up is Hollywood has an interesting perspective when it comes to VFX. They seem like pretty cool people. I was intrigued by how they described the bear.
I think it would be hard to make it. Well, you can't if it's in a movie, a full feature-length movie. It's hard to make it look like the Revenant bear the whole time.
Well, they're professionals; it's their job. Especially
one thing
if
I was
going
thinking about too is that like when it comes to at least like something like a bear versus like any like creature you have to make up, it's you can because you've seen something in real life, you're always able to make it more photorealistic just by the nature of it actually of having taken like really happened.
I think
because you're always going to have to make some kind of like simulation or reference to something else. At least like my own experience, the best way I can relate to it is with like paleo art. When you see like when certain people reconstruct dinosaurs, you can almost tell what like creature they're referencing for the color scheme because it's almost always just a one-to-one of that specific animal because they thought that animal looked cool, even if like from a realistic standpoint, it probably wouldn't have been color like that because of like a dozen reasons. But like that's the at least the one comparison I can make, where it's if something is real and then you're making a facsimile of that reality, you're always able to like have that realistic thing there to make reference off of it.
Yeah, there's a lot of bear footage out there.
I feel like your argument ultimately boils down to a bigger problem, which is why use CGI at all? Why don't we all go back to using suits?
Or like animatronics too.
Yeah, there's some good. Was it? I remember Stan Winston.
You can have bad animatronics too.
You can.
Have we all seen
Of
Prophecy?
course.
Have
But-
anyone seen Prophecy? The mutant bear movie.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I think in the
I
right
love the movie.
hands, having a bear animatronic and a bear suit for certain shots would be a lot more cost effective, and better resource management than CGing the bear.
Or like, even though like it doesn't look realistic at all. The T-Rex that's in Carnosaur, the like just like what they did to create the illusion of size there, even though all they did was like push some of the set further, bring the animatronic closer. It was still like it does a really good job, and I wouldn't have thought that like that's what they did. I thought they probably would have just used a smaller model for everything.
Everybody
And
go watch Dino the Eagle.
that is that's the magic of movie magic right there.
Filmmaking,
Yeah.
Watch
Actually,
Dino Diego's retrospective.
although the question Alice had was like just another versus question, I think this will be interesting for everyone here. What is y'all's favorite Skull Island? We'll do
Peter
Scott,
Jackson's.
and then who said Peter Jackson's?
I did.
You did? Okay.
I'm gonna go out on the limb. I think most people prefer Peter Jackson's.
I mean, it does have like a whole book that expands upon the island and its ecology.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to top that.
One of the greatest works of spec evil I've ever seen.
I think easily the best Skull Island is from the hit work Skull Island: Rise of Kong.
Yo.
Actually, has anyone even seen or read the DeVito novelization of Kong, or is like
you assume we would read?
DeVito?
Huh?
Yeah, I can't read, man. That's kind of like assumptionist of you. That
can you not read because I hit you enough, or can you not read like before we met?
Both.
You just have brain damage. Right.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a Godzilla fan. Of course I do.
It really be like that.
I'm gonna be controversial, and I'm gonna say 33. And I think in a lot
I don't
of
remember
ways,
which one that is.
the original.
Oh.
I'm gonna say that the Peter Jackson Kong is a little bit over designed, honestly.
In what regard?
Wait, you're talking about the monkey or the island?
Just the like ecology.
Oh, okay. I was like, it's just a monkey.
But like, what do you mean by that?
So there's a lot of interesting creatures on the island. I think overall, from a Spec Evo standpoint, I think some people still say there are too many carnivores on the island to support it, even if we're saying that the ecosystem is falling apart. It should have fallen apart a long time ago. The other thing too is that like from a narrative standpoint, when like Jack and Ann are getting back from Kong, there are so many things on that island that should have killed them before they got back to the wall anyway, that like after having read through all of like the like really detailed Spec Evo stuff for the 05, that part of the film now makes me question all of that because of that, where at least in the 33's case, it's very pulpy, very simple. There's a lot of extrapolation you have to do, but like I can understand Jack and Ann getting back to the village in the 33 film versus the 05 film. And Skull Island is still dangerous. Without it being so dangerous, I'm surprised anyone survived. Like the stakes in the 05 version are so hyped up that it does make me question a few things, and I'm not sure why. Maybe it's just as I've gotten older, my aesthetic choices have aesthetic tastes have changed, but I've slowly begun to dislike the V-Rex more and more as I've gotten older. But that's just me.
To be fair, it's meant to be a hillbilly.
And
I
like
think
his
he
thing is
just
like it's
meant.
meant to be more hillbilly, but like and the funny thing too is that like that's another thing that even breaks its own psyche where the whole thing is that V-Rexes aren't like with how they're written is that they're not supposed to act like that. They're supposed to be very solitary, and it's only juveniles that act in like packs like that. Where in the film commentary and the design process, they're like, oh, it's like a mother, father, and an infant. Which like
I think that's like just
sort of
a case of
but
miscommunication, or just
it's miscommunication, but I don't know. It's just small things like that where I'm like, I prefer my classic pulpy 33 Kong over the 05 one.
yeah, fair.
Fair enough.
Plus, like I think as much as like the mocap for Kong was really well done in Peter Jackson's Kong, I think Kong is a little bit too grounded. Where in how Kong is portrayed and like designed in 33, he looks more like a monster. Where in 05, it is literally just a giant monkey. 05 was just too overindulgence. I will say this. If it pulls up, it's not that it's like overindulgence. I could totally I love all the scenes that they do for it. It's just the fact that it's just the external stuff that I think overdoes it for me. Because I could totally see like a 33 Kong doing all the same scenes with like classic dinosaurs and the like, or like adding the recreated Spider-Bit scene to the 33 Kong.
Am I allowed to give very cursed knowledge that will ruin a lot about Monkey for you?
Does it have anything to do with their?
Oh, it has everything to do with that.
Okay.
Their penis?
I was gonna say his banana, but if you want to just
are you talking about
throttle,
size?
sure. Yeah.
Now, how is this relevant?
Everyone knows that. Everyone knows that.
God,
well, I calculated the exact size, so.
Oh, you
Why
did.
would you?
I got bored.
For the pure curse.
Bruh, just go just enjoy some porn. Why would you do that every time? Fucking Google Rule 34 or something. I don't care. Why would you do that?
Oh, wait. Speaking of.
No, I changed my mind. I changed my mind. I take it back. I take it back.
No, you're not getting out of this. Brayden, saying just because
I'm getting out of this.
No, you're not. You're staying with me.
I promise this is. I promise.
I will leave here right fucking now. We go down this rabbit hole. I dead ass, dude. My mouse is on the fucking button right now.
I do have to go in 5 to 10 minutes. I promise this isn't like staged.
I will solo layout for you, Brayden. Let's see.
Well, I want to hear this rabbit hole first.
I will text you the rabbit hole tonight.
Oh my god, I feel like that's worse.
Oh no, it's worse. But I know you love this shit, so there you go.
Wait, I don't know about that, bro.
I know you do. Don't lie to me.
Okay, I do like cursed knowledge. Not gonna lie, but even I have limits.
Just remember, you never made a safe word, so there is no limits.
Well, okay, so here's the problem. My safe word was color, but I kept saying it with the British spelling, so I think that caused some miscommunication. Yeah.
Just like how since I'm not Canadian, when I said sorry, I never meant it.
God damn it, Discord.
God.
But shill and curse
shill?
knowledge. Let's see. Shill and curse knowledge.
Oh well, I'll start out with the curse knowledge. So let's say hypothetically 05 Monkey had a ruler and a banana, right? And this very specific banana would I think it was like 5.5 inches, I think. Yeah. And just given the let me just say that part of his character motivation within the plot is actually biologically plausible. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm so glad I'm breaking for this.
Okay. Yeah. So, time to shill, I guess.
Yeah.
So I'm on YouTube under Braden.mexe. It's my name. I'm also on Instagram and unfortunately on Twitter. I hate that place. I am currently covering with friends the new funny Godzilla show. We're enjoying it so far. Emphasis. I'm gonna do recolors again. I guess I'll just say it here. You guys like how King of the Monsters looks, right?
Yeah.
No.
Rebirth. You know that beautiful, totally varied color palette. Wouldn't you love if the new Godzilla show looked exactly like that?
Oh boy.
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah. Wouldn't you love if 2014 looked like that?
Huh?
Yeah.
I mean, it's better than black.
I could fix that. I mean, I tried to fix you, but we know how
You
that.
can never fix me.
Yeah,
I
but
could-
Fred can.
What's it called? I gave you enough plastic surgery.
Oh, I very much
What?
appreciate that.
Your face was
But,
like clay. I just beat it in place to make it the way.
If you want to hear about funny new Godzilla show, I will eventually be making some animation breakdowns for Godzilla show and -1, and recolors and that. So yeah, if y'all are into that or something, or just are bored, have fun. So
There you go.
yeah. Thanks for having me along, man. These are always fun.
There you go. All right. So I have to send him out in the way I always sent him out whenever I asked him for like something from the kitchen. So I'll be like, all right, go back, make me a sandwich, and make it right this time, okay?
Okay, Daddy.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh God.
Just
And then do a flip. Right.
There we go. This is a wonderfully cursed and drunk night.
Yep. Oh no, I'm sober. I'm not drinking anything. But
I want to in the future make my own interpretation of Skull Island. I wanted to go full into the pulpy, weird fiction aspect.
Oh, like I think, like I said in another video, technically, Skull Island and Kong are in the public domain, so you can, as long as like if you're going off the wall, then yeah, you're legally within your rights to do so.
Yeah, like you know about like Lemuria and like Atlantis and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so my theory is that if it's in the Indian Ocean, Skull Island would have been a part of Lemuria, and there would have been ancient civilization there who had like high levels of magic. And my idea was that they used necromancy to bring back dinosaurs, and that's how dinosaurs came to be. And I would imagine them being looking slightly zombified, so they would have like the skulls. You know, like have you ever seen that show? It was like dinosaur fights or something. It was like something stupid.
Jurassic Fight Club.
Something like that.
Oh,
I
love that
The T-Rex
show.
had like a white skull face paint.
Oh, Dinosaur Revolution.
Yeah, all of them would look like that. So they would look very like spoopy, kind of like jagged edges on them, like very monstrous looking because they're unnatural. I would also have the natives look more. I wanted to go more of a Lovecrafting route with them, where they practice biomancy, where they have their own form of witchcraft, where they can change their physiology. Like they can mend their flesh with other animals, so they can have like a snake grow out of their arm, or they can have like they can spit acid. They have acidic spit or something. They can create knives out of their bones, like some creepy stuff like that. Just go full body horror with them.
I mean, like even from what I've been doing, like the interesting thing is that like where I'm setting my Kong, at least in the like Hyborian age into modern day, is that like descendants of the Pix are what become the Islanders from Skull Island. But like I think like at least the modern like depictions of Pix, like I know in the newest, like one of the newer adaptations of Beyond the Black River, how they depict the Pix is like exactly how I like depict the Skull Islanders from like my stance. But
Actually, speaking of things that aren't necessarily Godzilla, at least for the four of us who are here, what is like your favorite thing that's like not kaiju related? Scott, we'll have you start, and then Akno, then Vic.
Oh, well, I'm currently going on the Halo craze right now.
Probably listening to a lot of rock bands, Bay Metal, Evanescence. You can name it. I listen to like a lot of rock bands.
Yeah. Other guy, Zilla,
Levic.
man.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Other than Godzilla, I guess it would be other, I guess, adjacent stuff in terms of like sci-fi, fantasy, and stuff. So I guess the other echelon of like monsters and stuff, and then things like, I guess other movies. Like I love movies like King Kong and other pulpy stuff like the Meg franchises like those. Um, like other monster movies in general, and then next to that is like anime and stuff. Like I love One Piece. I love some of the new shows coming out. I forget one of them. I'm just watching Undead and Unluck. I'm looking forward to more of that.
I know, like for myself, outside of like pulpy stuff, like I've been really getting into the Cabera saga. I've been rereading the manga, like English translations of it, and at the moment, outside of Terminal List by Jack Carr that I've been reading Blood Meridian by Cormac McCarthy, and like that's been taking up a lot of my time.
I'm
outside
also
of, like,
into
Godzilla.
anime, but you have to get me into like the first episode. Like I've been trying to watch Dragon Ball, but it's not really my thing.
DBZ is king.
Yeah. I've also
someone what's it called? Potato did leave. Let me bring my potato. Potato, welcome back.
What came back? I left, so I
Potato.
didn't hear the conversation.
Oh, I didn't even realize. I thought we were at the right amount of people, and I was like, "Oh, are we missing someone?" And I was like, "Nah." You can tell how far gone I am right now through the drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you just saw me tweet it on Twitter, but I imagined what if you took Halo and all of like the human and covenant species and you made it like a pulpy science fiction sword and sorcery setting.
Yeah, like Sword and Planet.
Where all the races are like fantasy tropes. Yeah,
Mhm.
I literally came up with that in the shower, and I'm just been like thinking about that nonstop.
I like definitely be like I could totally see like a Dark Sun kind of interpretation of although I also know that like technically with like the fracture stuff for Halo, the night setting, like the night fractures, like not fractures event, but like the night armor you can get in Master Chief Collection for Halo 3 has a more Sword and Planet E kind of vibe to it. Although granted, like when it comes to all the fracture stuff, the Eagle Strike armor and like the Eagle Strike universe has been like super interesting to me. It's funny, I don't really like play Halo Infinite like too much at all, but like that whole like small almost fan fiction-y type of events has been intriguing to me. I wish they did like either a game or something like that, or did more books off of it.
Oh, I've been actually playing Halo Infinite recently.
I've wanted to, honestly, like I really do, but like I just don't like sprinting in Halo, and the aiming feels really weird. Like Halo 5 and Halo Infinite feel weird.
Yeah,
aiming wise,
I
but, like,
had to get
4
used to
felt
it.
fine. So like I just haven't like really wanted to get into it, and I've been just playing Armored Core mostly.
Based.
Yeah, I would say if you haven't played Halo and you want to get into it, don't get into Infinite.
No,
just
don't.
Get the Master Chief Collection. You have like
Mhm.
7 different games to play, and
half of them are just better.
It has its own modding scene, has an active multiplayer, it has all the campaigns. You can basically do everything with it. Infinite, honestly, doesn't have that much that the other games don't. Like, it really hasn't evolved that much in the past 10 years. So, except for Forge, because they recently added AI, so you can make like your own mini campaigns. That is really cool. But the Halo Infinite's sandbox, like the weapons, are kind of lame.
Better.
So it's not. as fun to play. Like
The
I think
other
Halo
thing-
3,
Halo's
Just
Yeah,
by
Halo Master Chief Collection's Forge is better.
yeah, Halo
Outside
3,
of that
despite
much?
being like over a decade old, has like the most unique weapons and vehicles. Like it's aged really well compared to the last 10 years.
I'll do you one better. Halo CE sandbox with Halo 3's improvements would be godly.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Halo's definitely been well, Halo was a huge part of like what I was doing for the longest time. Outside of that, probably like love my Elder Scrolls. I'm probably gonna be like a full blown adult by the time Elder Scrolls 6 comes out, and I've been playing a lot of Skyrim. Probably once the stream drops, I'll probably be playing more Skyrim. But that's also been something big for me. And I want to get into Conan Exiles, but just I'm trying to get some friends into it to like do a group kind of thing.
I've been way too busy to do anything.
Yeah, same. Work has been
Yeah.
really busy.
College
also
is hell.
busy.
Yeah, I've also gotten into Warhammer too. So
Oh,
Nice.
Warhammer. Yeah.
yeah,
For me, it's for Warhammer. It's been the books. Just has not like. Oh, I want to like build an army, but I'm like, I do not have the money for it. Plus, I have like some models on my shelf that need to be painted. Plus, I have a whole bunch of BattleTech minis that need to be painted as well.
Yeah. The only thing from Halo that I've ever seen was the movie. I forgot the name of the movie, but I know it was a Halo movie.
Was it the one with the necromorph? The
one when they go to a freaking planet and at the end of the movie, one of the guys stays behind to destroy the freaking aliens. I forgot the fucking movie.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I thought we were referring to the one with the flood.
That one, yeah.
The one with
Are you talking about the movie? Like
Yeah.
the Mona Lisa.
Yeah,
Mona Lisa.
Yeah.
Oh, the comic book. Yeah.
Dude,
They're
like
talking about, like
okay, real talk. The what was his name? The elite for that movie?
I don't remember his name.
I don't know his name was, but he was the best
Henry.
character. Yeah, Henry. He was goated. He was people's champion.
No, like that's such a cool. It just really that just is something that speaks to like how different Halo was marketed and what they let you do for like anything adjacent to Halo back in the day. Like I would say probably my favorite out of those was probably Headhunters. Both Roland and Jay just as characters are so interesting and their dynamic is really cool as Spartan 3s. So plus I think that's technically now the origin for Jaga in Infinite, which for people who like Infinite, there you go. But that is such a fun contained story.
I also seen Halo Legends. Actually, I think my parents own it on DVD.
I at one point I was able to get it, but like I think you can watch it all for free now on YouTube, so I just haven't had like a reason to buy it now since like it's officially released there for free.
Yeah, but it's nice to own it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, Halo Legends is actually pretty good from what I remember, even though it's been years since I've seen it.
Oh no, it's really good.
Yeah.
It varies from film to film, but
yeah. But overall, I think we're getting down to the wire at like almost essentially we're at 3 hours now, and
dang, it's already been 3 hours.
Yeah, it's been 3 hours for me. It's 1 a.m, so I think we'll let everyone goes to sleep so that we can have a good Thanksgiving, and then
I am not gonna go to
working
sleep.
Black Friday
No.
is gonna be working.
I'll try not to.
Did everyone get a chance to talk?
Yeah.
Just FYI, I am not getting any sleep.
I'm probably gonna maybe just play a Skyrim for a little bit. We'll see. But
I have too much stuff to do and not enough time. Kill me.
I feel you on that. But I'll let everyone chill for a little bit, and then I'll chill and I'll end it off. So, Scott, we'll let you be the first up. Chill, my man.
Oh, what am I doing? What am I doing?
Sort of tell people where they can find you and what projects you're working on.
Oh, all right. Let me pull up my Twitter.
I would put my Twitter, but like I don't really do anything other than repost whatever I like.
Yeah, I'm on Twitter. I am Scotty, name after the Norse goddess. It failed to post. Fuck you. Okay.
Don't worry, I will be putting in the chat as well.
So I make art. I talk about science fiction, fantasy, mostly military, science fiction, fantasy, some weird fiction. I like Godzilla, Halo, Warhammer. Older works like Lovecraft and Robert E. Howard's Conan. I am currently working on a Warhammer homebrew faction. And
I'm just gonna plug in my DeviantArt since like honestly I don't have really anything that's like active right now.
I got DeviantArt, but I haven't made anything on DeviantArt.
Yeah, fair enough. I will do that for you in the meantime, Potato.
I've been too tired to really care, so I'm just gonna take my leave right now. Sorry.
You're gonna leave? Just say where people can find you, and that's about it. So you're good there.
I have a Twitter. It is Beans Crocodile. I've given Zim my DeviantArt, so you would post that. Go right ahead.
There you go.
Other than that, all I do is just repost whatever I like, whether it be anime girls, whether it be cute art, whether it be something funny I find, or something stupid. That's all. That's really all there is.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
We lost the Potato. Oh, of course, not a problem. Acno, chill, my boy.
You can find me on Twitch, @NoGoji2001, YouTube, @NoGoji2001, Twitter, @NoGojiOfficial, Instagram @NoGoji2017, Facebook @NoGoji. I'm currently working on a story on Wattpad, Viagent Battle Royale, which I also should probably mention this. Zim over here is kind of working on another form for Viagent. Should have probably mentioned that earlier. But yeah.
Yep, I did a commissions.
Yep. And videos I'll be doing on YouTube would be mostly gameplay series videos, reactions, and as of November will be Godzilla month. I still got a couple more videos planned before the month ends, so stay tuned for that. But that's about it.
Awesome. And essentially, he is my second co-host at this point. Levic.
All right. So you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Normally as Victor Mungia, but I do have separate accounts. G98 Appreciator, where you can find me and mostly discussing topics around Godzilla 98. I do interviews with cast and crew. Most recently, I did Kirk Hardy, the suit actor for Godzilla 98. If you want to learn about like what went into his performance and how the suit was, what the suit could do, you can go check it out there on my YouTube page, which is Kaiju Not. That's where most of my 98 stuff is, like my interviews and other topics and such. On my normal Twitter is JaCrispyVic. That's where I post just my personal day-to-day things like takes, art, and such, as well as on my Instagram, same thing, JaCrispyVic. I have a red bubble that is under Vic's Monstrosities. I put some of my artwork there, my designs. And I also have open commissions where you can commission me. I've done a few already, which were really fun. I do things like if you want your original characters or kaiju and the like, I can draw them for you for some money because I need money to survive.
Don't we all? And for myself, you can find me Zimzala99 essentially everywhere. Support me on Patreon, or you can nab a shirt off the TeePublic. I am working on specifically a exercise shirt that's going to be coming out soon, along with some stories I may be publishing to a few different places, along with articles for both Keiji Central and Sakura Central, or Keiji United and Sakura Central.
So stay tuned for those and more streams, videos in the future. And I hope you all have a great Thanksgiving. Thank you all for sticking with us for over 3 hours now.
Jesus.
And I am Zimzilla, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a
Remember,
good night.
stay veggie, fans.